And that is a hard in. It's
That's
weird.
the
It's weird.
hardest of ins.
I've never said that. I've never said that. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on a lovely Friday evening, wherever you are in the world. Um, you're watching this either on the Toying Around channel or the DL44 network. And what we're doing tonight is we're going to, I mean, Ryan, we should set the scene first, right? Spoilers for everyone. Spoilers for Andor
Oh yeah,
season 2 and
there's
Rogue
gonna be
One.
nothing but spoilers.
Yeah, in
Yeah, and
fact,
spoilers for Rogue One as well. Yes.
I'm gonna warn you, there will be nothing that's not a spoiler. How about that? We'll put it that way. And because it's so good and the show ties in so tightly to Rogue One, we're gonna revisit Rogue One tonight. We're gonna be watching it off to the side. You guys can hang out and watch with us. We'll let you know when to start at the same time. But I'm joined tonight with the homie Ryan Dole. What's up, Ryan?
Yo, it's Happy Friday. First off,
Yes.
and it's a long weekend up here. Well, it is in BC. Is it all in? I lose track of what's a
Yeah,
BC holiday, what's a national holiday.
it is a long weekend here as well. And what is it in America? May.
It isn't.
Wait,
There's nothing.
they don't have anything? That's a shame.
That is a shame.
That's too bad. But hey, we can hang out and I want to talk about obviously season 2 of Andor because it was so freaking good. Also tonight, nearing the end of our movie, I'm gonna be putting this together. This is the Star Wars Vintage Collection Tantive Hallway.
Dude, I love their hallway play sets. I don't care who knows.
The only bummer was this is like they show it off as like a tunnel almost, but you need to buy 2 of these to get the second wall.
Right.
And it's the upside is you'll end up with 2 of the Rebel fleet troopers that are in here on card. Do you know if it's the exact same one that's in the troop builder pack from?
Oh,
from
that
Pulse?
I don't know. I never got that troop builder pack.
Did they had a troop builder pack of this outfit, right? These troopers?
Yes.
I'm
But
pretty
that also
sure.
reminds me, I need to get the trooper build pack for the battle droids.
There you go. There you go. It's got a
That's
sliding
that
door for 3PO and but spoilers abound. We know what happens in Rogue One, which again, probably the top modern Star Wars film for me. What about you?
For movies? Yeah, it's Rogue One.
Yeah.
100% Rogue One. Yeah. I was just trying to think like modern Star Wars in general. And I was like, oh, man, it's tough. It's really tough to measure Star Wars. Like Rogue One fits in with everything else as a movie. But like Andor, we'll get into it, I'm sure. Like, I feel like it has to be put in its own bracket.
Right. Like
because
the show itself as its own thing?
The show itself. I think Andor season 1 and 2 just needs to be in its own bracket. Like, yes, it's Star Wars, but it is made for a very specific age group where Star Wars usually is not.
Speaking of a very specific age group, please welcome to the show. What a segue. Our good friend, Paulie.
I don't care if you make an age joke at my expense. I'm happy. Nothing's going to bring me down. So
dude, we're so happy that you're happy.
You are. Have no idea how happy I am. So,
Paul, why are you so elated this evening?
Well, because, for one more evening, my beloved Toronto Maple Leafs don't suck for at least one more evening. So they just came off a 2-0 win. Sorry to be talking sports ball, everybody.
No way, man. You earned it.
I do enjoy the occasional sporting event. And I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be able to talk about one of my favorite shows, following one of my favorite Star Wars movies with 2 of my favorite people. And of course, all you wonderful people out in the chat. Florida sucks. Just going to say that. I don't care if you're from there or not. It's a playoff, so I'm going to say that.
That's true. Playoffs immunity. You can say whatever you want about the other team.
Just like when the Leafs eventually lose, Everyone's gonna like you have no idea the number of shit sandwiches I've had to eat over the last 20 years. So
Yeah.
forgive me for celebrating the small wins.
No, you
Fuck all y'all. This all I'm gonna say is
See, he's
that's
still
it. I'm
grumpy,
sorry.
even though they won.
I just got you demonetized.
you're a
I'm
sore
not
winner
grumpy.
too.
I'm not grumpy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. This is me happy. So you can suck on it, Dole.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, people who've been watching Boba Squadron have seen you at your worst, right?
Hey.
And now we get to see you at the Leafs' best.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know if that's one of my angriest, but you have to understand, I was A, drunk at the time, B, away from home, and C, I
Right.
just witnessed the finale of a monumental collapse. The Leafs were up 3-1,
3-1.
and they lost. And not only did they lose in the 7th game, they didn't show up in the 7th game. It was embarrassing. So there you go. That's it. And so, yeah, I had things to say. And I think it made for some fine theater.
It sure did. It most certainly did.
There you go.
But we're gonna have you already have your Disney Plus queued up?
I've just got it right now. I just got to get Rogue One here. I had to pour myself a drink.
What
what
are we drinking?
Oh, I just good old fashioned Coke Zero. That's it.
Dole,
Nice.
what about you?
I have water in a Star Wars tumbler.
Ooh,
Very good.
I have green tea, but that's all right. All right, so what we're gonna do is everyone, if you load up Rogue One, however you want to watch it. If you've got the Blu-ray, Steelbook, if you have it on Disney Plus, whatever it may be, loaded on a second screen. We're gonna be watching it here for obvious reasons. We can't share the screen on here on YouTube. Otherwise, the DL44 network will end as fast as it started, which we don't want. But if you're a Star Wars fan and you collect Star Wars or you just love the whole universe, make sure you subscribe to DL44 network. It's we're also co-streaming that on that channel, and we're doing, we're all pitching in some Star Wars content in there, right, Dole? Anything else I'm missing?
No, that's pretty much it. I think Steve 3 is doing his first Micro Galaxy Squadron unboxing tomorrow.
Nice.
You're not going to want to miss that. He was already like, "Can you join me? Hold my hand." And I was like, "Nope, working." Best of luck.
We already set up the channel. What does he need?
Yeah, right. I think he just wants someone to talk to and bounce things off of.
Yeah, be nice.
Yeah, come on, hold his hand.
I gotta work.
Okay, that's fair. Posted a link here on the YouTube chat if you want to go check. Please go ahead and subscribe over there. And we're trying to get get that channel off and running. All right, friends. Yeah, if you're watching on the side, please have it ready on Disney Plus. Should we say what's up real quick to people who are joining us tonight? It's a later stream, but important sport events had to happen tonight, right?
Well, you were playing softball, were you not?
Yeah, I forgot. I laughed at you because you're like, "There's a Leafs game at 8." And then I'm like, sports. How did you forget? And then I'm getting ready for softball. Wait a minute. I have something tonight. And I go, "Guys, I got softball. We got to push it back. What time should we?"
Well, it works out well for me. I'm on West Coast, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Right. We did it for you. All right.
Oh,
we have
thanks.
yeah, of course. We have Wing or Lose here. What's up, Wing or Lose? Bad Wolf Media says, "Let's go. This should be a fun Friday." Heck yeah, thank you for being here. We have Bionic Funk. Good eve, DL44 fam. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you for
Duke
being
Booty.
here.
Yeah, he's the professor of rickets. If you didn't know.
Perfect. That's awesome. Bitter Troll is here. We have Tony Johnson, Marquis de Na. Can you have your buddy on talk about these Super 7 layoffs? I don't think they're the position to give all the information on the layoffs. But you guys had an episode this week, right, Dole?
Yeah, we had a big episode this week. We had Blake jump on kind of partway through to help us through it in a way from Toy Collector Magazine. And we actually kind of broke down what was kind of been happening and kind of the history of Super 7 and where things went right, where things kind of went wrong, and now what we're seeing today. So it's actually We went pretty in depth. It was pretty not
Nice.
us, but it was good.
Yeah, you guys had PowerPoint, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, but super unfortunate. There's some really talented people who were like, go. Few of them I'm lucky enough to call friends. So that sucks. Actually, last night on Unboxing Thursdays, my friend Johnny was on, who was the in-house photographer for Super 7. And we got to chatting a little bit last night. Erwin is here. What's up, Erwin? Brick Something is rewatching episode 9. This show is amazing. I mean, guys, are we just going to talk over the movie as it plays? That's the plan, right?
That is the plan.
Yeah.
Do we have to have sound on though, right? For that. So.
What?
Oh,
Do we?
yeah. Because you're playing off of your TV.
No, I can do it. I'm just trying to enter in my code right now to get it on my computer. So.
Oh, nice.
That's the thing.
Okay.
I'm
I'll buy you some time.
Yeah, I'm switching over right now.
I'll buy you some time. Tony Johnson says one to open and one to keep. Yeah, Paul, before you got here, I was holding up the TVC Tantive hallway. Where,
I got 2 of those.
Me too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I got them with you, actually, when we did the Toys R Us.
That's right.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, there's
too.
a carded trooper on there inside. I'll leave that carded. Bloody Sunday says, I have friends everywhere.
Nice.
Oh,
Same here. I do
me too.
We go.
We're all here tonight.
What's going on?
Don't show people your code. Rogue One, Andor, and Jedi Survivor video games are the best thing Disney Star Wars has done. Yeah, I shouldn't call it modern Star Wars. I'll say the Disney era. How about that?
Yeah, let's call it that.
Yeah. Riley Bob. Hey, Riley Bob. It's been a while. Good to see you. I wish Andor Rogue One didn't have a finish line to it. Such compelling characters, amazing sets, and top tier acting, suspense, even action. I want more. I think there's a beauty in that finite storytelling. Right? Don't you think?
Yep. We don't see a lot. We don't see enough of it. Everything now runs like a comic book.
Yeah.
Where it's like an open ending, and we just go to the next one. And we just go to the next one.
Or a spin-off or something.
Yeah, nothing ever truly ends in movies these days, and that includes Star Wars. But this one hits different, I think, because of that.
Yeah.
And this one hit also. Hang on, but we'll get into this because I do want to talk about the suspense and the action for it even being a prequel, right? So I want to talk about that.
All right, let's put a pin in that one. Marquis Dana says, I'm not saying like everyone that says Florida sucks ends up getting caught on vacation there a month later. Not the 3 of us.
Nope.
Nope. Not
This is
any
part of the
time
show
soon,
where
my
we-
friend. Not any.
If you're
time
able,
soon.
please stand for the Canadian national anthem.
Yeah.
Hockey in Florida, it's unnatural. It's a sport that some deem unnatural.
True.
Coke Zero, green tea, and water. Luckily, nobody is driving. Yeah, I mean it's late. It's a long weekend, and we're gonna have some fun here.
Yeah.
Long weekend in Canada. What's up, Win or Lose? And Stanley Eberhard. This will be fun. I love Andor Rogue One. Hell yeah. I'm here for tariff-free Star Wars content. They did have some politic in the last 3 episodes though. That was fun.
There was a lot.
It was good. Good political drama. What's up, D Sertle? Alexandra is here, and Brent W. Good evening to you. It's easy to want more Krennic, but we should resist desire to pine for more slivers of storytelling. That's a good sentence. That sounds like something Krennic would say. All right. So, Paul, are you all set up?
Yep.
All right, everyone in the chat, Mechanized, good to see you. Let's and we're just gonna talk over each other, right?
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna talk over it, and we'll talk about the Andor.
This is our first time doing this, so I don't know how it's gonna work. Let's just, just chill, relax, and it's gonna be fun. Who's gonna count it down?
It's fine. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, nerds, point out anything that you see. 3, 2, 1. Press and play. My volume.
Oh, were we supposed to do it on 1 or 3, 2, 1, then play?
Oh my God, you're good.
Action.
Actually,
I'm confused.
well, long time ago.
Oh no, is it playing out of my speakers?
Yes, it is.
And now I know you're a split second ahead of me. So
Yeah.
you went 3, 2, 1, and I said you went 1, and then I was like, "Do we go?" And I pressed it. So
There's a StreamYard delay. Oh my god, K2 was.
there's
Are
something
we
I
gonna-
spotted about K2 that
What's
I want to bring up when we see this.
Okay.
Do you guys have notes?
Well, I mean,
Why is
I have
my
things that-
screen blank?
that's what she said. That doesn't
Oh,
make any
no.
sense.
I'm also
okay.
I have subtitles on because I'm an old man.
Oh yeah, I should do that just so I know what they're saying, so I can bring stuff
Oh
up
my
if I need to.
God.
Is that Murtaugh and Riggs? Is that a Lethal Weapon reference? Stanley?
I hope so.
Well, there we go. I'm already behind. Where's my screen? Oh my God.
All right, we're okay.
Are we good?
Yeah, I'm good. Jin's gathering her things. Where are you guys at?
All right. What toy are we packing in this situation, guys? The Empire's
nice.
coming for us. What are we packing?
Well, depends on when this happens. If this happens at the end of the year, I am packing my Carson Teva TVC
Kiss ass.
figure. Yeah, that's it. Oh, what would I actually pack? I'd probably pack my my cyborg from Superpowers. That's
Mm.
on card. Maybe that or my Ecto Glow, so I can remain. I don't want the Empire to be Ecto Glow Elite. I can't have that.
Okay, so in the last 3 episodes of Andor, when they mentioned Galen Erso, was it just like a name that Lonnie found in the notes?
Yes.
Because there was no build up or any hint to it. It was like Jeddah, right? The Gorman thing, and then Scarif, Galen Erso. He was just repeating words, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I
the
thought I
sense.
missed something. Right.
No, this is cool.
Oh man, did you get the Galen Erso Hot Toys, Paul?
Yes, I did.
Andor?
That's one of the ones that Tommy got from me. In fact, he's right. He's
Tommy
over there in
is.
the pile.
Tommy.
Tommy, Tommy's
right
over
there.
there in the pile.
Yes, Tommy's in the pile.
Seems like a very
I
Tommy
don't know
thing to do.
why.
Is yours playing, Paul?
I get the audio, but there's no image. It's a blank screen
Oh.
man.
on my computer. I got it queued up on my TV. It's the only way I can see it. Maybe because I have YouTube running at the same time. Let's try something.
Maybe I have it just all in a different thing altogether.
I love those stormtroopers.
Yeah, the Death Troopers.
Yeah.
So cool. That Hasbro helmet looks awesome too.
No, it's not coming up. It is not, for whatever reason. I cannot get it. So
From
I
your
gotta put it on-
browser?
I got to put it on my TV over here.
Oh, sorry,
I'm gonna
dude.
move the. You don't see.
There we go. And now we can see Tommy in the pile.
There you go. Tommy, he's right over there. I
He's
keep him
passed
there.
out.
Yeah.
Shut
He
up,
got
Tommy.
drunk and fell
I gotta,
down.
let my, I gotta let my mule rest.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to fuck. See, that's the thing. I can't. Shit.
What's wrong?
How do I do this? How can I do this? Because the TV is gonna. You know what? I'm gonna mute it. And I've seen the movie.
Yeah. Mute it and put subtitles on. You're good.
I do. I already have subtitles on. I'm an old man.
Yeah. Then you're set. You're good.
Okay, where are you guys at? Right now.
We are at Krennic talking to Galen.
Okay. Which part?
The
Has Lyra
very-
shown up yet?
the beginning. Has who?
Lyra, his wife.
No.
Okay. It's a peaceful life. It's lonely, I imagine.
Yeah, it's literally there.
yep.
No,
Oh.
like a minute after.
A minute after that?
Yep.
It doesn't say how many minutes has transpired. It says how many is
Just
remaining.
show me
There's
when
Yeah.
Lyra shows up. Tell me when Lyra shows up. Back from the
'Kay.
dead.
You are.
Man,
There
how-
she is. She's on the field.
there she is. Yeah.
Jin's in the field.
No, Lyra is.
Lyra
It's
just
a miracle.
ran out.
Yeah.
There she is. Okay, stop.
Okay, so we know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
name,
yeah.
which means they've been on Galen Erso's ass this whole time during Andor season 2.
Oh, the Empire has?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
right. Because they're already in. They've been working on this for 10 years, right? At this point.
Yeah, but at this point, for Andor season 2, especially the last few episodes, because it's leading directly into Andor, into Rogue One.
Yeah,
This is in the past, right? So Gina Erso's already she's already an adult,
right.
right?
Oh, this is
So
when they
this is
first get him. Then maybe.
this is the second time because he was working on the Death Star,
Mm.
and he's like, "I'm done, I'm out," and then he buggered off, and then they're bringing him back, right? So
'Cause
this
it's
is a
not working,
flashback.
and
So
they're
this
behind.
takes
Yeah.
place in the before times.
He's a Skrull.
He's a jerk. Man, how great was Krennic when he put his finger on
On her
Deidre's head? Boom!
I
Like,
saw a
that's how
post that says it was like it wasn't scripted. He just did it.
And that's her natural reaction, which is awesome. If that's true, give everyone awards.
Dude, imagine in her position, he put a blaster on her head, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You're being interrogated at that point, and you're like, these guys are gonna disappear me.
Say its name. Was that what he says? Or something? What's it
Yeah.
called? Or
Yeah, say
Yeah.
the word or something.
say
like
the
that.
word.
Say
Yeah.
the word.
So good. Actually, now that's how I talk to my coworkers. I just go behind them, and put my finger on their head. But,
What if there's that one employee who's like, actually, that's 2 words.
yeah.
We all know someone who does that.
Yeah,
They're
sure
This is a
do.
flashback. Thank you, chat. I forgot. But muted, you'll miss a neat musical cue. What if we miss Niamos music?
Right. Somebody will remix it.
someone will yeah. Dude,
Tony
this
John.
is- Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was saying Tony John says this is 15 years prior to Rogue One.
Right.
Yeah,
So
'cause
okay.
Jenner, so her age, like you got to age her up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So is it 3 years? Then is 50.
see,
Okay.
Saw doesn't have any hair.
How old is Luke and Leia? And
He's
In
he's
A New
like
Hope?
15.
isn't he like 18 or something like that?
18 is what I assumed.
Yeah.
So there's that. So if this is 15 years, that means Luke is 3. So Obi-Wan hasn't even happened yet at this
Right.
point.
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying not to tug on the thread too much of the timelines.
I try not
as
to
you're going
either,
on the-
but I
on the
like
fly.
to know.
It does get confusing because you're always jumping back and forth, and Obi-Wan ages 30 years physically over the span of
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at this point right now, Luke is on the farm working on the moisture evaporators, pining away because everyone's gone, and
Right.
he
Yeah.
has yet to see. Because at the end of Rogue One is when
the
Luke
droid.
sees the battle from Tatooine in the deleted scenes,
Right.
right? So
And yet he still gets an award. You know?
Yeah, when I
Still
look at
gets the
this,
medal.
I'm like, did Cassian do more than Luke?
Well, he did, but he also died.
but that's the running theme for Andor. There's a lot of stuff that happens. Okay, so the Ring of Kafrine.
Kafrine, that's my cousin's wife.
And this is great because his wardrobe matches. I mean, it's a bit
Oh, does
more
the
broken
jacket?
down here when you see him, but he's got that jacket at the end of Andor.
man.
God.
How many
Yay.
years? How long has it been since you watched this?
This,
Yeah.
I rewatched it like as soon as I finished watching. I've already
come on.
rewatched it.
Yeah, I watched it on the way to Japan. Was the last.
Yeah.
time
Oh,
I
nice.
watched it.
So, because I had to.
So was it Nivik or Tivik?
Tivik.
What was the guy's name? Tivik. That was the guy who he was assigned to go see at
Right.
the end.
That's Saw
on
Gerrera.
this
That's
planet.
Saw Gerrera. He's planted in Saw Gerrera's group.
Man, okay, that part where Saw is talking to like that rebel council,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was so good because it gave you a better understanding of like where he stands with the rest of that group
Right.
and
Yeah.
how he is like just frustrated of do something.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there. Do something.
Yeah.
And then again, you get that just like whatchamacallit. It's like in Ahsoka, you know, when Carson Teva is there watching his girlfriend get put on trial. And she's all like telling
Yeah,
that dude,
gotta
like,
do something.
hey, what have you done, you
Yeah.
dumbass piece of crap? You know, Cassian does the same thing where he's talking to that woman and that other white dude.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
love this part. Sorry.
and I love it too.
Zap, zap.
And it's just so it's you can see the frustration in everything of
Yeah.
like God, this whole team just sucks sometimes because they get politics get in the way.
So this
Yeah.
part right here, where like I was always I love how they built in why Cassian is so like, tell me what's going on. Like there's a sense of urgency
Mhm.
Yes.
in this, and they
Yeah.
explain it beautifully at the end of Andor because they need to confirm all this information that they've gotten from a quote unquote unreliable source. Right. And like I remember in the movie theater, people gasping when he assassinates Tivik, basically. Like, so it's like, it's okay, it's calm, take it easy, we'll get out of here, and boom, he's dead like that. And then Cassian just scampers off.
Ruthless.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, guess where you learned it from, right? Luthen, right there with poor Lonnie. Another unsung hero who like really did all the heavy lifting
and
for the rebellion, and no one will ever freaking know all that he did.
Right. But that's a lot of the cases for spies in general, right? Like, so when you have spies in war, you don't get to hear about them until after the war.
Well, even if you do, I mean, that's the revisionist history. Like Cassian Andor was the one who saved Mon Mothma, but they said this is off the record. We're going to let Gold Squadron bring her in, and all this, like his involvement was never there. So
yeah.
Bye, Alexandra.
Pour one out for Lonnie.
Cheers.
Hell yeah.
Poor dumb Lonnie.
He's like, are you going to take care of my family? Here's all the information.
Yep.
And he's the one that assigned that inexperienced ISB mole, all that stuff. He got all the intel. And he was scared shitless.
Yeah, he got the short end of that one. Everyone else almost had like a hero's death.
Yeah. And he died like a punk on a park bench.
I know.
Dude, but it was awesome.
So when we say like there was kind of, there's the beauty of writing into like a story that you know the ending to. How masterfully did they set it up though to tie it in? It wasn't just kind of shoehorned in, like everything was carefully threaded and planned out to lead up to Rogue One. Even with like there's I wouldn't say all the loose ends are tied. There's still some things you can write in, right? But
yeah, they leave some stuff for your imagination.
So well, yeah,
and I think that's the one thing I'm also loving about Andor as well. The second season where they're doing 3 episodes a year goes by, 3 episodes a years go by.
Yeah,
because they're doing what Star Wars used to do.
Melji.
Nice.
And the name Liana Halleck, like they're specifically there for her.
Was that mentioned in Andor?
Oh,
Yeah.
I tied it in nicely.
So which one is Liana?
No, it's her. Sorry, Jaina Erso is going under the name of Liana Halleck. She wasn't mentioned in Andor. It's later on when General Draven calls her out. And so it's specifically, this is what I love is because this wasn't as clear to me before that they were specifically just getting her. I thought they were just freeing rebel spies,
right?
Or rebel.
I think we kind of took this for granted. Like, oh, why is there a Rogue One movie? This, how does this make sense? We know what's going to happen, right? But then this ends up being one of the best things, and on top of that, a complimentary show that's top tier.
That's top tier.
What I found Star Wars does really, really well. Here you go, Liana Halleck.
Okay.
What I find they do really, really well is what Dave Filoni did with the Clone Wars in terms of propping up other movies and filling in the backstory, and thus making the movies even better than they were before, because now you have all this context and these backstories that just further enrich it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your boy Antok Merrick, who was name dropped.
There you go.
In the finale.
And there's Cassie.
He ain't got time for
On Mothma with the spiffy new haircut.
Yep. One thing I also liked in those last 3 episodes is Mon Mothma sitting with everybody else.
Yeah.
Having dinner and stuff. She's, I don't know. That was just a nice touch.
I thought it was funny that they showed her husband what became of him at the
Oh
end.
yeah, and he's hanging out with the gangster's
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
Was it the gangster's wife?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the gangster. That was the mom of the groom.
Yeah, it's very Mad Men. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But it was I like how he takes the drink out of her hand and just starts drinking it.
And you look at him and go, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's
He's fine.
Yeah, you expected that. The thing is, like, this movie, when what we took away from this was like Jin Ursa was kind of the main, and Cassian was like a supporting character, right?
Yeah.
And then when we have the show, I mean, he has a show with his own name.
Yeah.
Like, he's huge. Like, if we think about everything he went through,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
2 seasons.
2 seasons, and we get to see some of his childhood stuff. Oh, that's what I was saying before. Like, and we get that gap too that still leaves us room for headcanon
Yeah.
in Andor. So they didn't explain every little thing, like what happened to Saw, like why does he have Vader legs and a breather? They just did it.
Yeah. And that's one of the other Lita. What happened to Lita? That's one of the strings. One of the threads that's just sort of left.
Yep. You can do something with that there. She's cool.
She is very cool.
Apparently there was like a Lita is Leia fan theory before the finale. And then she started tying up her hair. I'm like, no, don't tie it into buns. And then they started showing her as a child. I'm like, okay, it's definitely not.
It's definitely not her.
I just added an extra letter to Leia, and now I'm Lita.
Did anyone else get excited when they saw Naboo?
Was that confirmed or just looks?
Dude, that's 100% Naboo. Dude, that is Naboo. You don't go for high tea.
Oh, true.
Somewhere else.
They're too hoity-toity.
That's right. That's Naboo.
Cool that Vel and Mon are together on Yavin. Yeah, so we know Vel is there, and Jimmy Smits is back.
Jimmy Smits came back.
Yeah.
Face off.
Wait a minute. That's not Benjamin Bratt.
Yeah.
What
Hey,
they
he was
do with
great,
Bail
though.
Organa?
That how seamless did that feel with
was
Bail
great.
Organa though?
It was great. I love that he and Cassian hated each other.
Yes.
I love that.
I love that they're all distrusting of each other, because anyone could be an Imperial spy trying to breach their rebellion.
Well, that and let's take a look at what happened on Coruscant, right? When he's trying to escort Mon Mothma out, and there's all these leaks in Bail's team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't trust him either. But that was awesome too when that woman pulled out the gun and said, "You're stopping here," and he just right in front of everybody just pop.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "We're leaving," and I was like, "Whoa!"
And the driver, what's the driver's name? Cloris. Cloris,
Yep.
it's okay. I found her. Boom.
Oof, right?
Crazy.
It was
learn the man's name before he killed him.
Right. Well, again, it's just to disarm him. How does he know my name?
Yeah.
Is he on my side? Like, how could he know my name? And then, that's the thing. It just throws him off for a second, and that's all he needs.
That's all he needs. Dude, it was so good. And I think that's the one thing I loved about it too, because they were saying how it's like, I wish we didn't know what the ending was or a finite ending. It's crazy how Andor, especially season 2, as we were talking about that constant sense of urgency and unknowing, even though we know no matter what was happening, like again, escorting Mon Mothma off of Coruscant, we know both of those two characters survive.
Yeah.
But we're still going like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like constantly. It was so good.
Well, I've not been more tense watching Star Wars than I was the first and second last episodes, like the beginning of that whole Luthen, like when he, I was waiting for Clea, right? Because it's like, okay, he's like they've been burned, they gotta go, and then Clea goes on that mission to sort of
the hospital,
finish off. And I was so freaking tense,
dude. Yeah, that episode was crazy.
Holy crap!
Hey, she made one person feel like 100, right?
Yeah,
like it was
incredible, and I love the fact that they thought it's a team of 3. And it was just her.
No, team 10, wasn't it? They said
no, they said 3.
Oh, was it 3?
3. Yeah.
Maybe I'm mixing up my quotes. Yeah. But man, it's that hospital scene was so good.
Yay, this guy.
Yeah, garbage can dude.
That's actually a producer on the film.
Nice. Dude, so good.
There you go. Yeah, they didn't explain how he lost his feet.
Yeah, but I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
I'm glad they left that open.
they explained the
Deception.
respirator thing though,
Yes.
right?
Actually, I wanted to see more of his camp as well, because that one dude who's just supposed to be there, show him how to use it and get out, never left. Right? Like there's
They
a
shot him.
whole. Well, they shot him, but he never left, Paul. Because they shot him. That's what I mean, right? Like once you're there, you're there.
He's a gas huffer.
He was.
He was. So, take a hit of this.
And that's what it is. I thought, oh, this is something that he needs to live, but it's like, oh no, he's like vaping.
He's an addict.
He's
That's,
vaping.
he was. That's him vaping. It's like Darth Vader has that breathing thing to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Saw Gerrera, he's just getting his fix. And I always thought, oh no, he needs that to sort of help him, regulate his breathing and make him feel better. It's like, oh no, he's huffing gas now. Like that.
Yeah,
He's
that's his
vaping,
thing.
though. He gives him that speech and he's like, do you like it? It's pineapple.
Right?
It's flavored.
Lies.
Nice.
Porgal it. I need my hit.
Yep. Cotton candy. Fruity Pebbles.
Stupid.
Why are we doing this? That's
Porgal it.
It's fun.
yeah, it is fun.
Yes.
But Porgal it?
What?
What? And they put the sack back on.
Yeah,
What's up,
This
Richard?
guy's Riz Ahmed is great.
he's so
doing
good.
this. He just seems so naturally twitchy
Yeah.
and just totally believable.
Yep.
Okay, so the Gorman massacre, and then that is when Mon Mothma goes to Yavin, right? And that's when
She does her speech and then goes to Yavin. Yeah.
right, and then
Yeah.
Cassian brings the broken K2SO and has him rebuilt, and then after that it's a year before the finale, right? Like a year happens.
A year passes.
Yeah.
So we know at least that Cassian and K2 had a year's worth of adventures in that time.
I would like to think
yes.
so. And
Because-
the dude that was in prison with him that he hangs out with.
Yeah, Melshi.
Melshi. Yeah.
Melshi.
I'm glad
So-
you remember all the names. This is like Game of Thrones in a sense. There's like
Melshi
So
was
many
one of my favorite characters from Rogue One.
right.
Like I liked that character from, and so I was delighted to see him brought back in season 1 of
Yeah.
Andor. It's like, this is how they meet. That's so freaking cool. So
And then he brings them in. I like that. Whose blaster is this? And then he peeks behind
This
that
is mine.
person, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
and it's so funny because that's the blaster that they lifted from Cyril
Cyril,
on Ferrex,
so good.
right? So it's
Oh
like
man, yeah.
it gets past. There's a meme on it, but I thought, I thought it was actually further back initially that was a blaster that Cassian killed those two security guards with in the first episode, and he kept the
Oh.
blaster, right? Because that's a corporate blaster as well.
right.
So I thought that's what it was, but now I'm seeing memes that it was the blaster they took from
It
Cyril.
was Cyril's, yeah.
So
That was
Dude, how sweet was it to see the villains and where they ended up in Andor? Right?
It's-
Dedra is in the factory now.
no redemption.
Yeah.
No redemption arcs for
Yeah.
these assholes.
what a huge fall, right? Because she was one of the the big up and comers, and then she goes through something like Gorman, which she didn't enjoy, but was just using as sort of a stepping stone. But you
Yeah.
could see she was not feeling that vibe. She was just like, no, and she was trying to convince herself that once that's down, we can go back to Coruscant, we could be whatever. And then for her to throw it all away to go after Axis is, holy crap, what a huge overstep on her part.
Yeah.
And then to have it fuck up the way it does, and then for having it all fall to pieces, and then she's she's getting those emails basically by accident, and she's like, I should have reported them. It's like, but she's been getting them for years.
Yep.
Accidentally sent to her.
And
So,
Lonnie
oh my
kind of
God.
like the byproduct of Lonnie was like he kind of made her seem implicit, right? Because he was
Yeah.
using her credentials to
and he
to
was
look at all the
reading all
stuff.
those. He read all those documents, and they said, "Well, You know, it says that you spent 3 hours pouring through them.
Yeah,
she's
and
like,
I like how
"Oh."
it's timed. Like
Yeah.
they have a timer on it. Like, oh, someone's opened it from this time to this time.
Yeah. Actually,
Damn.
that's not far from the technology they have nowadays.
Oh,
With
dude, they have.
scripts,
Dude, it's not even
like
just scripts. They're in certain office jobs. They now have like weights on people's chairs to see how long you've been sitting there doing your job.
What?
wow.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Or they have a thing where it's like they can tell how long you've been away from your screen if you work from home. Like luckily my work
Uh-oh.
doesn't have that, knock on wood, but it's
Uh-oh.
just like certain
Not yet.
certain
But soon.
corporations apparently have that. That whether or not that's true, I do not know.
Yeah.
I wonder why he wore a parka to like a desert planet.
Because it's cold there.
He's just trying to be trendy.
That's all it is. That's a nice jacket though.
Dude, Cassian's so cool, man. His blaster is cool. It reminds me of my old Nerf gun. It was a blaster, and then you can stick it into another thing and turns it
Yeah.
into a sniper rifle.
Yeah, it was awesome. Dude, he's great. He's got a cool robot friend.
I know,
And
robot sidekick.
And how terrifying. They don't really show how terrifying K2 is.
Well,
During the Gorman massacre, when those
when they
droids
send
walked
the
out
droids
and they were just shooting people and killing them, and it's like, yeah. In the movies, they throw somebody, they bounce, they go, oh, and they get up and stumble away. But like that one, the daughter of that one,
she just landed.
just completely killed, like
well,
instantly.
it's when they kick that stone barrier.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
concrete
yeah.
barrier, just boom, and it goes flying, and you're like, oh god.
Right. When
Right?
Cyril first goes into the room and that's like all of them.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
Just waiting.
and then there's like they give him that stare, that K2, and gives him that stare when he walks in, that eye up and down of.
Oh, this guy's so gross.
Oh, got it. Bleh.
So
I'm going to stick
someone
my
mentioned
tentacle-
Partagaz, but did he just finish himself because he didn't
Oh,
want
yeah.
to go to jail?
Oh, for sure.
Why was he responsible? Because he's Dedra's superior?
Yeah. So you have Dedra,
Yeah.
who oversteps, screws stuff up. You've got Lonnie, who is who is a rebel
Oh,
spy.
true. All of that stuff was
Right?
under him and he didn't notice.
All of that stuff, and everything just fell apart. Like the ISB, I think, was in competition with Krennic's departments as well, because they kept saying, "Oh, the ISB, they're moving their way up, in terms of funding, in terms of organizational resources and stuff
results.
like that."
And
Yeah.
And he was helping.
And so that's the thing, and that's why Krennic was like, "I can't help you," right? So he's
Yep.
like, it was that whole thing, and so when failures happen, heads roll, quite literally.
Dude, that's crazy though. He knew what was happening because he was standing outside the room waiting for it,
Yeah,
waiting for the shot. And then he dude, when the stormtroopers reacted.
yeah.
Dude, yeah, I like that Rogue One and Andor also make stormtroopers a little scarier.
Tony Johnson, this is the biggest plot hole between Andor and Rogue One. Why didn't Cassian take his awesome pistol versus the blaster? Yeah, if they address that in the show, because that blaster's awesome.
We've got to get out of here.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Oh, dude, how beautiful is that? The way it was passed down
The concierge
from from
Yeah.
concierge to him, and then he hears it. He's like, "That's a good line. I'm going to use it in a few days." And then
that's how he
hears it.
feels, and that's how he feels. Right? It's just, dude, and the fact that rebels can be anybody.
Yeah,
right? Like anybody can make it. You don't have to be a cool dude with a Wookiee co-pilot. You can be, you can be anybody. And I love how he warned him too, and so casually, like, I know who you are. Like, I recognize you. That whole scene was just perfect.
Yeah.
There's my boy, Donnie Yen.
Oh man, he's such a good character too.
You know what I really love too is the theme of, initially you need people like Luthen Rael and like a Saw Gerrera to start making waves. And a lot of times it's, they're getting small results and getting people there, but it's the idea of leaving that and becoming something part of a bigger bigger organization, like a bigger group to actually affect the change that you sort of need. Like Cassian turning his back on Luthen and saying, I can't keep doing this. I can't do this. Like I need to, and he makes a choice. He chooses not to go back to Luthen and he joins the rebellion proper. Right. And that's the
Right.
thing. And that's Clea's her choice. I mean, she got no choice really because Luthen's dead. She's on the run. But she goes to Yavin, and the whole time she's like, "Oh, Yavin, look at what we've become." But then she sees what Yavin is, and that builds hope. Jyn Erso in this, right? She's always just sort of been on her own, and her decision to sort of like, finally look around and do something proactive and to join the rebellion is something that's it's a lovely theme that I loved seeing that the recurring nature of it.
Yeah.
That it's more than just the individual. Right.
Right.
So,
well, because we get the same story with Luke and Han, right?
Yeah. Right.
Right. It's the same. This is so cool. These tanks are awesome.
Tank Trooper Commander's got 6 seconds of screen time, but that helmet is so cool.
It's so cool.
And the armor.
Dude, all the new troopers they introduced in this movie were fantastic. Sand troopers, the Scarif troopers.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you think of the security troopers that wear like armor, but they don't wear a helmet. They wear the officer's hat.
Yeah. I thought that was really. I thought they looked cool.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some sort of like
It's
like
a
high level ISB trooper.
They're kind of like the SWAT team.
SWAT team because they were called tactical security.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so they're not stormtroopers because stormtroopers are military, total military, right? ISB is kind of like cops. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So,
hey, did you notice? Speaking of like first responders in the Imperial era, did you notice in the like they had the ambulances that she was blowing up? Yeah. They also had Imperial logos on the ambulances, which I thought was this is a hospital in Coruscant, which I can't imagine how because it was crazy seeing like guys and people in back to tanks and like wheelchair like it was because it looked like a very Star Warsy hospital. And when
they have public health care, you think?
Not now. And I love when the guy that runs the hospital was like, you cannot lock the doors. You can't lock people out. And then they were like, if you don't listen to us, you're going to be arrested. He's like, I see what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And he just walks away.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh man, I can't imagine being put in that like situation because you're at the end of the day, you're trying to help who you can, right? Because you run a hospital.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see a Star Wars hospital. Just that.
So when people say like there's no Jedi, there's no Force and lightsabers, this isn't Star Wars. Like even if you take this out of the Star Wars universe, is this still not like an amazing story to tell?
Oh,
is it? Are the visuals in Andor season 2 not like Hollywood, like cinematography?
It's amazing.
Dude,
it is Star Wars. Like it is. Like you got to remember, like how many Jedis are still alive at that point, and how many of them, and they're all in hiding. Look how quickly people forget about everything.
Did you know this is
right?
So did you know it was how did you know it wasn't me? Or
yeah. Did you know that was me?
There seems to be a bit of a discrepancy as to the toughness of these droids too.
Yeah, because
Jyn takes that one out with a single shot, play shot, takes it out. K2 takes a bunch of shots. Now, granted, he's hunkered over and this and that. But during the Gorman massacre, they were shooting at those things, and the blasters were just deflecting off it like there was no tomorrow.
They could be just weak Gorman blasters. You gotta remember,
no, but they stole them from the Imperial depot.
That's right. You're right.
Those are Imperial weapons.
They just tried to Homer back into the bush.
Yeah. I love this.
This is great too.
I'm taking them.
And there's more where that one came from.
I'm taking them to imprison them in prison.
I love that. No back talk.
This is where he's laughing. That's where he's laughing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I just saw it. What happened?
Well, it was ad-libbed. The slap was ad-libbed, and it made him break, but it was so good they kept it.
And he hit his face.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, badass.
Oh,
boy.
This is so cool.
Here we go.
Every character they brought into this movie, awesome. I would watch a series on these two guys. Like even if it's just like one season.
The will of the Force.
The will of the or what is it? The
The wills.
keeper of the wills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Love it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Click 2. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Wow, did that hurt?
Yeah. So
Ooh.
good.
And the guy keeps shooting it. Stop
I know.
shooting me.
He's like, I'll find an angle somehow.
Like, what the
Dude.
hell, dude?
When K2 is using that security,
Oh, yeah,
security
and
guy
he's
as a
just a-
shield.
Oh my
Bang,
God, that
bang,
was
bang.
awesome.
He's just like holding it out. And I'm like, this is.
Did you look into the
awesome.
guy's face when he was doing that? I
Yeah.
looked at him and I'm like, this is gruesome.
And, oh man, Lutheran's secret apartment.
I love
How
that
it
black
was
background.
early on in the season, all
Yeah.
fancy and clean, and then we get to the last 3 episodes.
And
It's
gutted.
just dirty and gutted and just.
Luthen Sex Palace. That's all it is. It just went to fucking pot.
Did anyone catch that? I missed it watching it, but in his gallery, there's a Gungan skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it today.
I didn't catch it, but there's somebody that's been shared around the internet.
Yes,
Like, there's
that's
no
what I
tomorrow.
Turtle
saw.
sent it. Dude, they also showed the hands from the gateway into the world between worlds. He had a piece of it
Oh,
in
wow.
his gallery, because I remember one of them had like the golden hands, but it was a piece of it. So I sent that to Yoko, and then we were trying to figure out the timeline, right? Because that was in Rebels,
Mhm.
and they used that to, like, by the time Sabine gets to it, that priest guy was already kind of trying to figure it out. So I'd like to think they found it there, right? They confiscated it
You're right.
and added it to the Emperor's search and all Force related stuff.
Oh, for sure.
But did you guys notice it? And was that the first time that it was shown there, or was it in season 1?
Never.
I
noticed it.
need to go back and just watch for Easter eggs and
Yeah.
think, because
Everything in the shop should be an Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't doubt if it is, right?
I mean, they
it's-
had the Indiana Jones's whip in carbonite.
Right.
They had, all sorts of fun, like a Gungan shield.
yeah,
They
I
had
remember that
Queen Amidala's headpiece.
headpiece. Yep.
Was there.
Calicori.
Yep.
had the
Calicori. They
Calicoris
had
there.
the holocrons, right? The Jedi and the Sith holocrons were up there.
What's up, Brick? Brick says he had a mural of the father, son. Oh, that's right. I think that was season 1, but those murals seem to have been in other parts of the galaxy too. Yeah, because I guess people worship them all over.
I was kind of hoping there was going to be something in regards to At Adden in there, but there
Right.
still might be.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind something to tie in a little bit of Skeleton Crew. At Adden. This is a great set. I wish Disney had this, where you can just they put you in jail
At the parks.
at the parks. Yeah,
It's the real jail at the park.
yeah, that's where
That's where they
yeah,
put the drunks.
yeah.
It's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where they have the jail itchy and scratchy line.
yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. I wish I could just go into a hole. Take it to the hole.
Yeah. Imagine that being part of Olga's cantina. You can sit there like, oh, you're in the drunk tank, and now you're just part of the show.
Wookiee helmet. Yeah, I have this too. I forgot I had this. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to open it now.
I
He's
have
too
my-
cool, man.
I have my Andor K2. I bought 2 of them because I thought I was going to army build K2 droids, but then I ended up just opening one and
I
keeping
need
the
a
other one.
K2.
If they're becoming hard to find, let me know. I'll just send you my extra one.
Bring it in October. But thanks.
Bring it in October. Yeah. This is oh, I missed the part where he puts the I'm blind.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
Yeah, so good. Man, we need to oh, fuck. I think I missed out on half these TVC figures when they first came out.
They weren't great.
That's why I was like, eh.
I have the Chirrut Imwe hot toy. Got a really good,
Nice.
good price
Yeah.
on it on Marketplace too.
Oh, amazing.
Nice. Cool. Do we need more Andor figures like TVC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Give me, dude, Bale with his Yavin outfit with the the cloak
Yep.
that pins over his chest.
You need
That looks great.
Perrin and the gangster's wife asleep in the in the back.
Yeah, but they need the car as well.
Yeah.
So you have Clovis with the
Yeah.
car, right?
I would do a Mon Mothma 3-pack. Her on the rebel base, her at the speech, and then her having a drunken party meltdown.
Yeah, the wedding
Yeah,
party.
I have to admit, I passed on the season 1 Mon Mothma figures, but then after season 2, it's like, I don't know. I gotta.
I
go
have
back
never
and-
passed up a Mon Mothma figure in
I didn't think-
3.75.
Oh, okay. She's
Yeah.
a waifu for you. What's up, RMD?
She's cool.
Bix. It's got some new Bix.
Yeah. Oh, dude, she's hot.
Also, how about that? How about that ending?
Yeah.
That put a tear in your eye. In your
Had a
soulless.
suspicion when she was trying to say there's more to live for to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
That one was like, oh, he got her pregnant. And then
And she's taking off to protect the child, more or less.
yeah.
as well.
I like
But-
that she goes
'cause
back
she
to the,
knew
Oh, yeah,
if he knows that she's pregnant, that he's gonna quit. Like he's like, nope, it's too dangerous. We're
Yep.
going off.
and
And so that's
Good-
why.
he ends up saving the galaxy, which is like
yeah,
it also is super sad
crazy.
because she's waiting for him and he's not coming back.
yeah. But at
Right.
least B2 is happy.
B2's got a friend,
Yeah. Hey,
was-
one of them came back.
right? It was really, that was cute to see,
Yeah.
because I think if they didn't show that, I think they learned from Sabine's cat, don't leave your companions behind because
Yeah.
it freaks us all out.
Hey, and there was a Loth cat too.
Yep.
And
That's
then-
right. Found Lonnie's body.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
was
Like
like,
it's
oh my God.
typical cat.
I thought it was a dog at first. And I thought there were no dogs in Star Wars. That's what I was told. And then it's like, oh, it's a big Loth cat.
Oh,
that
there's no
acts
Loth
kinda
dogs.
like a dog.
Who says
Oh,
there's
there's no
no?
bulldogs. Sorry.
Oh, no bulldogs.
Yeah.
Who's
That's a
asking
great
for
line.
bulldogs? Who's
You don't notice the flex if you don't look up.
man? Yeah, I need a TVC figure of Saw Gerrera.
Like that.
too.
It's the Andor symbol.
Yep, there it is. Holy shit!
And then it's no, it's just the Death Star. Holy shit. Okay. Never mind.
You stand on top of my achievement.
Oh my god.
It wasn't a Loth cat.
Yeah, it wasn't a Loth cat. Do you think there's Loth cats on the Death Star to keep out rodents? I'll stand for you. Tired. Man, Krennic is such a piece of shit, and I love him for it. Like he's a villain.
He's a great villain. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
Right?
he has a planet destroying super laser. He gives orders to Vader.
Well,
I gotta
Tarkin
refresh my
does.
drink. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarkin.
Yeah, Tarkin's a badass too. He's great. But just great. He's I like that the Empire does not seem like cool bad guys. They just seem like they're bad people.
Yeah,
Makes me look at the
no one-
501st a
did
lot
people
differently.
cheer for like Dedra and Cyril? Like they were bad guys, and
I think what
they
was
ended
it?
up
I
with a
think-
bad guy
Wasn't
ending.
it D-Sturtle who was like, "Oh, I like Cecil," and I was just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, no,
No, we don't like.
that's Daniel.
Yeah, I
What's
know.
wrong
It's
with him? What's wrong with him? Exactly.
why are you cheering for Cyril? Like even at the end, like when they're fighting during that mob scene, or what is it? The mob. I always want to call it the Imperial
The
mob scene,
massacre?
but that's not what it was. It was a massacre, the genocide, right? The FYI, the subscribe to link doesn't work.
Which one?
To what?
In which video?
one?
In
Which-
my video?
In which one? In your video? In the video? In a video?
So, if you're watching this,
Yeah, dude, this is great. Like I'm glad they brought in like when they're talking about there's like
Perfect.
the Death
It's fixed.
Star, Galen Erso. Like they start just naming things, but there's nothing to tie everything back. Man, Andor might be a perfectly written show.
Did you? So I was looking at some of the shots in the last 3 episodes of Andor too. When Luthen first kills Lonnie, and then he's walking away amongst the crowd. Did you notice like the angle was completely all twisted, showing him walking around amongst the crowd of people? I thought that was a really cool way to frame what just happened and him just kind of like walking in anonymity amongst all the people. And then they had a lot of shots where it's like the camera was behind like an object and the people speaking were like in a little frame or a little window and you could see them talking through. It's just a lot of really cool shots and not just a plain close up of people chatting. I think it was really beautifully shot.
There was one scene on Yavin where I was like, I want to live on Yavin today. And it's when the thunderstorm is happening and they're just like having drinks and playing dominoes. Right. And that's when everyone's coming in and like, hey, shit's about to go down. And we got to like get the hell out of here.
Do you remember as well though, like when Cassian was held hostage there by those young thugs that were sort of fighting with each other? What happened to all the deadly animals that were out there? Because like after that, there was nothing, right? I kept expecting because they're tromping around in the forest and they're fine. Ooh, bye Jeddah. And it's like, oh, without a funeral, like I get it. You know, story wise, they can say, well, it's a big encampment. They've got security nets up. They've got this, they've got that. But there was that element of Yavin that I loved, that it was inhospitable to organic, like otherworldly life forms because the animals there were so vicious, right? So,
dude, Brick, I haven't seen this movie since becoming a father. That scene where he's talking to Jin and she's crying.
Did you right there? That scene with the that looks like the Andor symbol, like up in the sky, like the eclipse.
Yep.
Ow, my hand.
Not Cassian. Cassian's tough.
Let's go.
There is no
there is no horizon.
How good was it when Cyril's like, when Andor looks at him, right? He's like, I don't even, who are you? Like, I don't even know who you are.
Oh, yeah.
I made a horrible mistake.
And then he dies.
Yeah. Headshot.
Like, so good. And then when you see everything, like, then when the news gets around about what's happening on Gorman, it goes back to the last image we see of Cyril's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. She
was great.
She was fantastic, too. The woman playing his mom.
In the first in those first 3 episodes, when Deidre's there having breakfast or lunch there, and she's like, Cyril's in the other room having an anxiety attack on it. and Deidre's like, this is what's gonna happen, and you're gonna go with it. And I was just like, bang, bang, bang. I was like, holy shit.
Is it strange now seeing all the speeches from Saw about you got to fight and, you know, like, oh, Mon Mothma, there's the leader that we need for the rebellion. Is it weird now that he just like, I'm not running anymore?
Yeah, but he's got no legs. You notice how everybody's running? I don't think Saw can run.
Yeah, because his lungs are filled with gas.
Yeah,
he's got no legs.
And I don't think he can run. So he's like, no, I'm not gonna make it. I'm just gonna stand here and huff.
Yep. Take my last deep breaths of gasoline. I love how this looks, where it's like it's curling up towards them.
Oh my god, yeah.
But they have to run towards it to get to the ship.
Little speck.
Yeah. God.
The blonde leader dude is Tony Gilroy's kid. Hey, Stanley, thank you for subbing to DL44. And I hope Knee Pain also did, since you found the link. We're at 98, Dole. Almost 100.
Nice. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who's been tuning in and enjoying the stuff that we're posting. The U-wing when I love
I need
that
that.
U-wing is like that's Cassian's ship. That's his go-to.
Yeah, Dole, that's Cassian's ship. You jerk.
No, but that's
Do you know what happened, Paul? We have a group chat. I
I-
go, they need to make Cassian's ship in Micro Galaxy Squadron. And no, sorry. And D Sertle goes, yeah. I'm like, did they make it yet? He goes, no. So then you know what I did, Paul? I messaged David from the MGS team, like, you guys got to make
Oh,
Cassian's ship. He goes, we
Dude.
did. And then I
you
Googled. And then
messaged David?
yeah.
Oh man.
I go, Daniel, what the hell are you talking about? They made it. He goes, that's not Cassian's ship. It's a Rebel U-wing. And Paul and I both type at the exact same time. It's like it literally comes with Cassian.
Yeah.
That's his ship.
yeah, because there's the two
Cassian,
there's the
Jin,
two
and
U-wings, right?
K2SO.
What's the
There's
other
two.
one?
Yeah.
The
there's
one
a
is
blue
the Rebel one.
Yeah. There's a blue repaint, basically, and
Okay.
it comes with Rebel troops. But the original
Yes.
one is got Jin, Cassian, and K2SO.
Yeah.
That's
Daniel.
Cassian's ship.
This is why I'm not good enough for a stream talking only about Micro Galaxy Squadron. I don't know anything.
I believe I owe you an apology.
Look at
This
that
is so
look
good.
on his face.
Man. Okay, so we hear Palpatine's name a lot in the second season.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because you kind of get this idea of like, because it's always hard to tell in the original trilogy what he has his hands in, and it's clear now that it's everything, right? Like
Yeah.
he is overseeing everything. And then I was also like kind of noticing like nobody talks about Darth Vader, but I also think nobody in the Empire knows about Darth Vader unless you're in the Imperial Army. So unless you're out on the field, you don't know who, like,
Yeah, he's like a
you don't know
myth
who
at this
Vader is.
point.
Yeah,
He's a
like,
Sith myth.
right. So unless you're part of the army, you know, you're a trooper or whatever, or higher, you won't know,
Yeah.
because that's who reports to Vader. Vader runs the military aspect of it. Well,
Where's Edu
and
again?
Tarkin.
Is that the city?
Edu is
That's
where
where the base
science
is, where
officers
Galen Urso and his team. That's the research center.
research.
Okay.
That's it.
Where it's raining all the time.
Yeah, it's Vancouver.
It's actually more exciting than Vancouver. So
Wow. All right. I love that headset. We should all get headsets like that for streaming.
yeah, the other thing that I really loved about Andor, like the art design, was the plugs and the switches and everything was all clickety click, so tactile.
Yeah.
I'm tired of like the touch screens and this and that. It was just like,
Like, even when they're searching through channels, she's using the dials, right?
But look
Yeah.
at it, even Cassian right now, he's got like there's a cord, you know, like a coiled cord. Like there's something so, it feels so real and lived in. And that's why I love the aesthetic of Star Wars.
Well, it feels like you're saying when you're touching a screen, you know people are just whatever. But when you're flipping switches and plugging things in, and you're speaking into microphones or doing Morse code, there's something tangible about it.
Yeah, but then that gives the nerds like us, they're like, in season 3, episode whatever, on this scene, you click this and it gave this message, and then in another episode, you did the same sequence and it gave a different message. Can you
The
explain that?
answer is always magic.
The Force.
It's magic.
It's magic. It's
The
just
will of the
it's
Force.
magic. We use magic.
Yep.
That's it.
Destiny.
Magic. You can reconfigure all the control panels to however you want.
See, here's the other thing here too. So she's right now we're at the point where Jen's talking about, hey, this is the message. You know, this is what I heard. I'm
Oh
relaying.
yeah, they
it to
didn't
you.
see the message. Only she
Yeah.
saw it,
And
right?
so now Cassian's dealing with the same shit he just dealt with
yeah.
before they
With
left on his other mission, where he's like,
Tivik.
do you have the message? Can we see the message?
No,
Because these
but I
people
think-
won't believe you without the
Yeah.
message.
And that's the thing. I think he's on board with her. I think he believes her, but he knows no
Yes.
one else will unless they have that proof.
Yeah,
Bingo.
Those two,
Yes.
those two on the council that were,
Yeah.
real
We
buzz
should
Oh.
run.
popping.
So frustrating. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad they don't appear after Rogue One.
Did they die in the sequels on the planet?
No, did
on
they just-
On Chandrilla. So that's the thing. No, that's Hosnian Prime they blew up.
yeah,
I thought they blew up Chandrilla for a second. I thought, ooh, Mon Mothma's planet. It's like, no, it's Hosnian Prime. It's not
that's
Coruscant.
why they got rid of. I think that's why they went for. I don't think it was to necessarily go after Princess Leia when they went and destroyed Alderaan. I think that was because of they knew Balin was a mole, and they were like, not Balin, Bail
Bale.
Organa, right?
Yeah.
So they were just like,
Was he on there when it happened?
Yes.
he was
Okay.
He
in
was
the
on-
room
I
when
couldn't
it
remember.
happened.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like a scene somewhere in a show that showed it, or
No, I think we just assume that she lost
Gotcha.
her family in that. But it was yeah. No,
We're
I
a
think
peaceful
that's
planet.
where he's like, I know what your dad's been up to, and I'm sick of your shit, girl. And he blew it up. Because they knew.
Vancouver. That does look like Vancouver.
Yeah, well, it is Vancouver.
I don't
Actually,
know. I've never
Alderaan
been
looks like Vancouver as well. With the mountains and the glass and the ugly glass buildings. Yep, that's Vancouver. If you ever flown in Vancouver, that's why I'm team window closed. I don't need to see all that.
there. Does he say he's returning to Alderaan in Rogue One? Well, we're about to find out, Tony.
Yeah, we're
There's a scene in the movie you're watching now.
He does. He does. He says, I'm
Okay.
going to send somebody who can trust. I would trust her with my life.
Mm.
Is that not from Rogue One?
Yeah,
that
it
is yeah, that's from here.
Yeah. So he goes
Yeah.
back to Alderaan.
He's like, I'm gonna go home and take a bath and
Yeah.
live forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make out with
I'm
my
going to
hot wife.
retire.
I'm
And
gonna go home and
live
live
the
forever.
sweet
guys.
life.
Nothing bad will ever happen to me
Yeah.
again.
I'm finally going to take that boat out for a spin.
Yeah,
Oh no, Cassian's
First-
ship. This guy.
that's
They
just
brought him
that's the
back.
Rebel
I
U-wing.
love that.
Did they?
The comms officer was in the last episode of Andor. I love that they brought him
great.
back
Oh,
and that he was
hey,
available.
that Imperial comms officer who geeks out about
Oh,
what the
yeah.
rebels are using
She was
is
great.
such.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
was like, "Oh, man, I want to eat you, but I can't. You are the Adam Savage of Imperials. Like, look how
So
cool this is. Yeah, it was great.
look at Donnie Yen judging him. Cheer it. He feels like this dark energy around Cassian.
Well, it's not that I don't think Cassian is force sensitive, but the force definitely feels Cassian.
Oh no, like yeah. No, like he's giving off like I think Chirrut is force sensitive. He is force sensitive, right? So he can just kind of get the sense of it.
Right. And he knows like he's up to something bad and he's not telling us.
But I think
Every-
it's something that he
every-
doesn't really want to do. That's the sense. Like he's following orders, right? That's why he's going out there because Draven says if you see him, you kill him right away. So he's going out there, but he doesn't want to do it. And in fact, we all know he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I think he's feeling that conflict.
Does he
Right
look like a killer?
Yeah.
How do you look like a killer?
That's a great question.
Damn it, K2.
His
Yeah,
weapon K2 just
So
lets it out like
Yeah,
No
the Rebel
filter.
Council had to deliberate, right? Which is kind of like the Senate. You got to wait forever for everyone to vote and this and that, and that's why Saw's like, just take action.
yeah, just do it.
Oh, I love this. Whenever you see X-Wing scramble to go.
Oh, when people are
So,
getting
such a
ready
pretty
and just
ship. And Y-Wings, like they send out a squadron to kill.
Well, because they're like, well, screw it. If Cassian's dead, because they lost
Yeah.
transmission, right?
Yeah. On Jeddah.
They're like, well, that's it. Let's just bomb it and get the hell out of here.
Who do we
Was half the
think
cost.
in the sequel trilogy could be Cassian's baby grown up?
I hope it's a whole new character. I did.
Yeah, it's gonna.
A lot of people are
like.
like,
It bugs me that people
No!
are trying to make
I'm
the
like,
links
no.
with all these other, like, oh, it's
Yeah,
Poe
same here.
Dameron, or it's
No, it's
this,
not Poe
that. It's like,
Dameron for sure.
no, I know,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
definitely not.
But it bugs me that everybody's like everything's got to be. It doesn't have to be,
It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like that little kid back on Jeddah when Jin pulls that little
Yeah.
Asian kid out of the way, goes, "Oh my God, that was Rose."
Robbie Lee.
Like, no,
No, it's
It
just an
wasn't.
Asian kid.
yeah. So sometimes a cigar is just a cigar type thing, right? So
Yeah.
Poe's parents are rebels. I think the father is a pilot and the mother is like in a special elite rebel team. I remember reading it in the comics.
yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
I don't
Right.
remember exactly
And then
who
they wasn't it, and he wasn't even born until like what, around Return of the Jedi?
that I'm
My-
not sure.
yeah, because the sequels take place 20 years after the events. It's a 20-year gap between
Okay.
the original trilogy and the
Okay.
sequels.
He's not in his 20s. Stanley Everhart. Paul, how old is Teva in the Mando era? What age would he be in Andor Rogue One? I have a theory on this.
Oh
And this
my
is
God.
not the typical theory
Okay.
of it's not a horny theory, okay? Let's
This is
just
a
put it this
PG
way.
theory.
For once,
It's a-
wow.
Yeah,
I'm-
for one.
Yeah, I'm
Because
curious.
I have put thought into this because
For once.
oh my God. The
In the shower.
he
Yes.
knew, okay, wait, he knew Carson
Who
Teva
knew?
knew R5.
Yeah, they work
R5
together.
was on Tatooine
Yep.
during this. So at some point, Carson Teva was already part of the rebellion before what happens in A New Hope, because they knew
Yeah.
that they were both rebels. So he's already there. Then it wasn't until after the first Death Star that him and Hera started hooking up.
Oh, here we go.
See, I thought you said it was going to be clean, but okay.
What
keep
if he
going.
meets
No, I didn't-
R5
I just-
after the wait, was the theory that R5 is a rebel spy on the Sandcrawler?
Or yeah, what
Wasn't there
is-
like a
he's part of the-
comic
No,
side
the
story
comic
about
book
it?
was that R2 convinced R5 to sabotage himself because he said he had a very important mission for the rebellion.
Right.
And so R5
Right.
blew his motivator on purpose.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know beyond that. But I mean, obviously he was involved with the rebellion at some point, because Carson Teva says, and that's canon, where he says we served together, during the rebellion. So
Yeah.
the Mandoverse that takes place 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, right? And
Right.
so Return of the Jedi, from what's that? A New Hope is 0 BBY, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Return of the Jedi is 5 years after that. What's
Okay.
the timeline here? Is it 5 years?
It's Mando is 5 years, but each season is a year.
No, not in Andor. I'm talking about the original trilogy
Oh.
movies. The original trilogy movies. You got A New Hope,
Now we're getting to that.
Empire
A New
Strikes
Hope,
Back,
which is 0.
yeah,
Empire,
Strikes
which is
Back
what? 3 years?
3,
3
and then
years.
Return of the Jedi is another 3.
Another 3.
So that's
Okay.
6 BBY plus. So it's 11 years after. So I mean, I'm in my 50s. So you figure Carson Teva would
Well,
have been in
when
his
did you
40s.
When did you feel? How long ago did you? When? So let's say you're Carson Teva is 45 in Mandalorian season 2.
Okay.
Would that be accurate? You figure from when you
Ish, I
filmed
mean,
it?
It's funny because I wasn't playing older when I was doing
No.
it. I was playing
No,
my
you-
age.
Yeah,
Right.
you didn't look like you were
Right.
trying to play it up at all.
So yeah, I wasn't playing older. So I was in 2019 that I did it. So that was 6 years ago.
Damn.
So did Dole leave?
He's here with audio only.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
just
Just putting on pants.
my
probably.
my laptop is dying.
A
So
little
I
bit
just
of
need
a
to plug it in.
rub and tug. Just rubbing one out. So
Yeah.
All that
let's got
talk
turn
about
camera
Carson
off for
Teva.
that.
Oh, and
if
I'm
you're on his
done.
Patreon or only pants,
Only Doles.
yeah, only Dole. Anyway, so what was I saying? So 90, what's that? 6 years ago, I'm turning 53 this year. So it would have been 40, say 40, 47 minus
more
that. So like
convoluted than-
36. He would have been
Okay.
36.
Right. Right.
Okay.
at this point.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was looking in the hangar too, in the Andor Yavin scenes to see if there's anything else. You know what? I like when it's like it's not full of Easter eggs or it's not trying to connect to another character in the future all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't need to do that. This movie didn't have to, even though they did have some. They had some big
Yeah.
cameos.
Shoehorning in the droids.
Okay. Michael Galaxy Squadcast saying Return of the Jedi is 4 ABY. So,
Really?
yeah. So then it's
'Cause I feel like that's too
it
soon.
makes sense because Empire Strikes Back, they're looking for Han for a while, and they free him. So it's fairly short order. Like it wouldn't take them 3 years to
Oh
find
yeah,
Han
I guess
Solo,
it would. Yeah,
right?
you're right.
So
Okay,
that makes sense.
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
Was this the first time we see the TIE fighters come out of the hangar, like off of their little rack, their display rack?
Yeah, sorry.
Their
I
tie
see what
rack.
Like
got
in
it.
Mando? Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I love this. They just come swooping in.
All that rain again, Vancouver.
Oh.
Boom.
Got just everything exploding and yeah, it's
Donnie
just,
Yen.
it's so
Oh, I
Badass.
forgot you're at staff.
Choop. Boom. Blind shot.
nice.
And right into the turret.
Dude, I think he'd be
2 for
really
1.
good at like snooker or something.
Awesome.
yeah,
That and then the X-Wings, they all split. Bye. Hit and run. But the thing that gets me is they don't nail Krennic's ship.
Yeah, why there was like 12 of them that peeled off.
That's like the biggest target that's visible right there. I don't know if I'm raiding a base and I see a big old shuttlecraft like that. That's
well,
going
because
up.
maybe you should have
Cassian
went
said
on
tell
that
them not
mission,
to.
Carson.
I
like-
should have been there. Coulda, shoulda. He could have been around. We haven't really. It hasn't been discussed when Carson Teva joined the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
And I remember asking Dave about the back because I wanted some backstory for Carson Teva. And it's like, was he involved in the Battle of Yavin? Was he involved in like the second Death Star run? Was he involved during Jakku and any of those big battles that are on there?
Yeah.
And Dave was very non-committal. He's like, well, it's a big galaxy. There were lots of fights everywhere. So,
Again-
I think they're purposefully leaving it sort of open
Again,
so that they have more
headcanon's good.
options.
Yeah.
So
plus headcanon's good too.
yeah.
Tava,
So my
season
headcanon
1.
was for a while that it was like Carson just kept missing all the big battles because of like terrible luck. Right? Like I told you this one before, right?
Well, yeah,
Like,
him and Hera are always
During
making it onto
Hoth,
the
he
bleachers.
had the runs or whatever. And so he's like,
Yeah.
couldn't
He
make it out
opens
in
the
time.
door
He's
to
like,
the-
I can't do it.
The Space John, he's like, space burritos.
Right? It's
Do
like,
you know what my
last time I have a Tauntaun burger. Right?
my
Ronto
Empire Carson Teva theory is that Carson Teva was one of the X-wings that was escorting the ships off of Hoth.
Right. Yeah.
Like the first transport is away. Well, of
Yeah.
course it is. You got Carson Teva leading the way.
And a big old ion cannon.
A big old ion cannon. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that helped.
2 snub-nosed fighters against us. An Imperial Star Destroyer?
Well, Carson Teva's in the back having a cigarette, and he's like, I'll do it.
With a New York accent. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
I'll do it.
And then
Get
he's
out of the way,
flying
kid.
through. He's flying through. He still has that same cigarette in his
Yeah.
mouth. You know, like those like immigrant Chinese chefs that are in the background. They're working the wok.
Just
Yeah.
And he's got
flying.
a cigarette in his mouth at the same time. I
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah. He's like, hey, first transport is away. First transport.
You can't
away.
smoke when you're piloting. And where's your chin strap? I got this, pal.
Yeah, I got it.
You're smoking a dart.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this X-wing for a rip.
I mean, it's cool because I look anytime it's like this era and there's an X-wing flying, I'm like, are they gonna show, Carson Teva? I'm just
Yeah.
ready for to message you and be like, you didn't tell us, which you never do anyway. But it's I'm sure other people are expecting it too. I think someone in the chat was saying, I was looking for Carson Teva in the X-wing. They just want to see you in more, man.
Oh man, their
like
lips
it.
to God's ears. I'd love to be in more.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
No, she's
Hera
mad
loves
'cause her
Carson.
dad's
That'll
dead.
be the show.
Yes. Cassian, you lied to me. And I love how you're in shock.
God, Stanley's asking too many time
Good questions.
questions. The Death Star construction starts in 10 BBY. Then Death Star
Yeah.
2 is near complete in Return of the Jedi 4 ABY. When could have the Death Star 2 started? I think they built it faster knowing what they had to do.
Yeah. They didn't
I
have
think
to
it- I
worry
think it
about
took-
It's a learning curve.
Yeah, no, and they
It
didn't
was,
have to worry about supply chain issues or any of that stuff. Like they
Yeah.
knew how to get all the
Yep.
material and stuff. And that first Death Star was already sort of done.
Yeah,
Right.
the
This one
Gormans
they
were already
just-
massacred.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they already had all. I just firmly believe they just already knew, and they were like, also those tubes that you shoot in, let's take those out.
I for a brief second, I thought that Clea was one of Padme's handmaidens, like
Handmaidens?
Sabe
Oh.
or what the
No.
ones with all the rhyming names.
she's far too. Oh, she would have been far too young for that.
Yeah,
Because it's a 20-year gap. She would have been way too young. She only been in like maybe 5 or 10.
hmm
I'm so glad she survived though.
Same here.
or Clea.
No, Clea. She was one of my
Clea,
favorites.
Yep.
No, she
She's
was.
just so and her portrayal as a child too, like when she's haggling, was
Yep.
great. Like that whole like the way they just brought her up, and it's just like, oh my god, she was like this her entire life.
Yeah, she was
Just
like that
cold
already.
and calculating and just like wanting revenge and just
She's
know.
efficient.
oh my god. Tough as nails too.
Yep. She's awesome. This is great. This we're at the for those who are just tuning in, we are at the castle of Darth Vader
oh.
over on Mustafar. This is one of the coolest things I think is Vader's castle. I think it's so awesome.
I like that he chose to
I
put
think-
it there.
I don't think
Right?
he chose to put it there. I think the Emperor chose to put it there.
Oh, really?
I think he's sitting there going like, no, we're going to put it there where you killed your wife and you lost to Obi-Wan as a constant reminder of your pain.
Well, if
your
you wanted that,
loss.
you should have put him on Tatooine. You like sand, don't you?
Yeah.
Be better.
Well, yeah, because he didn't save his mother. But I
Right.
mean, this is where this is overall, this is like really where Anakin lost, right? It's on Mustafar. This is so cool. Where's this hot toy? Him in the back to tank.
How about that new one with the table?
Yeah.
With the no table.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so big. I have nowhere to put it, and I only need one Darth Vader hot toy. But if
Yeah,
I
how do you
was
choose
if I
between
didn't have
that?
the one from an Obi-Wan,
I ordered
yeah.
it. I ordered it
course you
just
did.
for that table.
Of course he did.
Just for the table.
Yeah. Well, guess what goes good on tables? Cups.
Oh, this is the end of this scene has the worst dad sort of
The pun.
line on it.
RMD says he put the castle on the high ground.
This is such a
Was this
cheesy line,
still
but I don't care.
James Earl Jones at this point?
Yes.
Yeah. The voice.
Yeah. Do you ever look at these lines and try to picture Anakin saying it? Like, would he speak like this?
Yes. Like, don't choke on your aspirations. That is Anakin.
Yeah, I guess that is like a very Clone Warsy Anakin.
This is like a dark side Anakin too, who's very much into, like, again, they just have him fighting wars, getting all political. I expect you to not rest. Right? You could hear Anakin.
It's also been
Hmm.
20 years.
Like the so I'm still in command.
You'll speak to the Emperor about. I love that whole like, I can't. What's going on? Can't breathe. I love how he doesn't have to look at them anymore.
Yep.
Right.
But I love just that it's so cool.
I think it would be far more efficient if he grabbed him by like a forced nut pull. Like we just started crushing his nuts.
So
Like,
stupid.
Stop. I mean,
So stupid.
Hey,
if you can pinch somebody's throat.
Oh, is that the
closed,
same?
You can pop those little testicles.
Yeah,
oh, here we go. The big infighting scene. I love
Lettuce.
this.
Oh man,
this guy is such a punk.
Oh, it's the same outfit. It's the same cloak.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what I love.
Awesome.
They bring them back, and they're still the cowards. Palmo, her, yeah, this one.
Her.
No, but
like,
Bale's wearing the same shawl.
Yep. I love how they're just so fractured.
Yeah, they're
It's
not
the
on the
same
same
guy.
page. Yeah. Get your shit together.
So it's like that's awesome. It's still the same kind of discourse from the end of season 2.
Yeah. Well, because it still is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
and she has-
fresh, right?
and
No,
she
I
doesn't
just,
have
I just
brilliant.
love the continuity that it works.
Yeah. And she doesn't have the message. They're just going by what somebody says again. And it's that distrust because they didn't trust not Leia, right? They didn't trust her.
Yeah.
Because she was with Luthen.
Luthen,
right?
Geez.
And so they didn't trust her because she was with him. And now they've got this Imperial science officer's daughter coming in here with more info based on the last info they got from someone else they didn't trust.
Yeah, it's like we went through this 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Guys, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, did you guys notice Luthen's name was just his last name backwards? Do you think his real name was Luthen backwards, like Nethrul? Because in the flashback scene, they call him Sergeant Lear, and it was spelled Lear.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I'm going to make a new alias, and I'm going to be called Rael. So
Do you think
Luthen is also a backwards name? Backwards alias?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So I spent like 5 minutes of the episode spelling Luthen backwards in my head. I'm like, Natural.
Why didn't you just write it down on a piece of paper?
I don't know. Who has paper and pen anymore?
It's very simple.
These are cool jackets.
The X-Wing jumpsuits are all shiny.
I noticed that. I'm like, why are
They're puffy and shiny.
Nathan Lear. How about his ending with the knife?
Dude, that was great.
I had no clue that's what he was doing. Like not like
really?
Just like Dedra.
Same.
She's like, hello? And then
as soon as he said it, he pulled it out, I thought, oh, is he gonna slash at her? Or is he gonna, and then as soon as he called it a blood thing, he was like, oh, he's going out. He knows he's checking out.
Brick something says, I'm max power.
There you go. Look at all these dudes.
He's like, yo, let's do this.
There's Melshi.
Right.
I like that Andor just keeps continuously breaking the rules and leaving
Yeah.
Yavin and like compromising their location every time.
That's the Luthen Royale school of like rebellion.
School of Rebellion.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy was back in that alien on the right there. He was back in season 2
Yep.
when they were jogging.
Yep.
On the is it called jogging when you're in the military?
It's
Or
called
training.
PT, physical training.
Oh, there you go. I think he just did he cut himself in the stomach area?
I think near the heart, it seemed, because like the device was like over his chest.
Yeah. I thought it
Ish,
was
like
near
almost
his
midsection.
abdomen, yeah.
Yeah. He kept saying words wrong, like abdomen.
Dude, now when you think of like when he says I can't face myself if I give up now and everything he's been through,
Yeah.
it means so much more.
Yeah. Because
It's like
now we know.
Yeah, we got a backstory to a backstory. Dude, he escaped a prison that was designed to circulate the prisoners from one place to another when their, time was up, when they served
Yeah.
their time.
Like that. It's like that's all we do. Things just go bad here all the time.
Because you keep leaving unauthorized.
Rogue One.
There is no Rogue One. The outrage.
Let the woman speak.
I like that. Let her speak.
I like that the rebels do that. 2 fighters against the Star Destroyer. Like it's just I love the banter that they have in the background. Someone always speaks up.
You know, when they said let the woman speak, there were some Star Wars fans that are like, oh, that's so woke.
Kathleen Kennedy wrote that line.
Oh my god. That's the problem, man. There's so much wokenism in this movie. That's why it failed. Disney killed Star Wars. Oh my god. Look at that. Looks like that pilot guy, woke. Woman, woke. Even the droid is black. That's woke.
Oh my god.
Why are all the droids black?
Yeah. Right. That's such it's such a weak argument whenever somebody it's woke. It's like, what does that mean? What are you trying to say?
They don't even know.
Can you be more specific?
That's the thing. That's what kills me. It's like you can't just substitute woke as a reason. If you don't like something, you can't just call it woke. Right? If you disagree with something.
Yeah, it's like every time we make fun of Daniel and he's like, that's racist. And it's like, that's not always racist. Sometimes it's something else.
It's not always.
Yeah, you can't just blanket, use that.
I mean, sometimes it is, but not always.
Here's the line where he says, I'm going back to your friend, the Jedi. Yes, served me well during the Clone Wars.
He also rescued my daughter one time.
I will send for him. Bye-bye, Jimmy
Captain
Smith.
Antilles.
That's it.
And that's it for Bale.
Wedge Antilles. In Star Wars, he could cut himself in half and survive. Exactly, Brick.
Right.
Well, they were going to keep him alive. So I have.
Well, they were.
If she didn't go in there and pull the plug,
yeah,
he fully would have survived that.
Yeah,
I have no doubt in my mind.
He would have had robot legs.
Well, Dedra was saying, like, he'll be ready to be, interrogated tomorrow.
I think she was just kind of fronting for those guys who were there.
No,
she said, I need him by tomorrow, and the other one's like, are you kidding me? This room's keeping him alive. And then it's kind of like, he'll be good for tomorrow. It's like, yeah, I'm 5 minutes away. You're not. You just
should have taken him to a mod parlor. That's what I would have done.
Right.
Those weren't fashionable yet.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Like timelining it again, like yeah, you are correct.
Oh, what was up with the Force lady on Yavin? She's still there now, right?
Force healer, right?
Yeah. Was she looked at him at the end.
Yeah, 'cause she was like, "Yo, I know what's up with you, dude."
That was so woke. Bringing in religion like the Force, woke. And why does the Force healer have to be woman? That's woke.
Jesus.
Sorry, I've taken into just leaning into how stupid that sounds and doubling down. And every time I use it, it's just like, yeah, it sounds dumb. It is
You know
dumb.
what? I think I'm gonna pass on the mantle of gatekeeping, Kev, over to you. I think
Yeah.
you're really playing that well.
Yeah, well, no, it's one of those things. It's like just make a good critical argument for
Yeah.
something instead of just throwing a blanket statement at it. That's the thing that bugs me.
How
Whenever I
about
see
don't
a
worry
comment
about
like
it
that.
and just enjoy it for what it is?
Oh, exactly, right? It's just like no one's forcing you to watch this stuff. And if you just want to watch something to complain about it, why? Like, God, how sad is
Yeah,
that?
that's a sad life.
So sad.
Scarif is such a cool design.
It's a beach
so woke.
resort.
Yeah, it's that.
That antenna design is so woke.
Yeah, well,
They need that like so big at the
that-
top. Yeah.
that big satellite. No,
Right.
I love that building. I think it just, I don't know. I think this base looks.
Oh yeah. They
super
let
cool.
Clea just lay there with the Force healer. I mean, she was just mildly concussed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but if
That
you don't have
flashbang nearly killed them all.
if you don't have Advil on Yavin, you're gonna
He
need a
had-
Force healer.
But her scar had like it looked like metallic sort of fillings on
Like,
it. Like when she was
Like Kylo had him. Kylo Ren had that
yeah.
on his face.
Or when it says the Force awoken.
Star Wars stitches. Awoken. Yeah. So the question I have, this is a great speech. How many guys are in there? Right? Because when you look during the battle, there's like way
Yeah.
more guys that are
Do
on
more ships
Scarif.
land with them?
But more ships land after the
later
fact.
later on, but initially when you see them all fan out, it's like there's way more
This is
than
like
they show
20,
in that
20
cargo
people,
hold.
maybe?
20?
Okay, it looks like more than 20.
Light the place up.
Oh, make 10 men
Make
feel
10
like
men feel
100.
like
So
100.
they're not 10.
Right. So
They're
I'm
not
like,
10, there's
okay,
more 10.
I know the numbers are or whatever, but it just seems like there's way more dudes that actually are fighting than are on that ship right now. And I know there's a lot of guys there, but that's something that always sort of made me kind of go,
Was there another? Maybe there's another room.
yeah, there's another hold, right? Like
Yeah.
because he goes down into it. So
Does anyone else find it crazy now that they have like a little sequence in Star Tours with Cassian? So now,
they?
like when you're on Star Tours, you're like, oh, by the way, you're now in a political thriller.
wow.
How many seats on a U-wing? Who has the
Who has it close by?
They're not on a U-wing, are they?
This
No,
isn't-
they're
this is
they're
a
on an
transport.
Imperial shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The U-wing would have been shot down. Because
It-
they're
it
like
got destroyed on
Cassian's
Edo.
U-wing.
Cassian's ship.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a ship
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, it's destroyed. That's what we're saying.
because it's woke.
Meh.
Oh, there's the Imperial cost. The outfit.
There's the hole. Go hide in the hole. Yes, it's just down there with the 500 guys we brought.
Yep, with the fucking sausage party down in the basement. See, that's cool too. This like that little entrance portal. This
Yeah.
movie rules.
Dude, to think that they had like rewrites and reshoots or whatever they had to do for this movie,
Oh, dude, they like
and how much they changed.
insane. I was working at ILM while they were finishing this, and it looked man, that poor VFX team.
Oh man.
I like these helmets that are very like our world.
They're very Nam,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
They're all based on those old helmet designs. Or they've actually used real world parts and
Yeah.
just modified them. Which is really brutal if you're up in Canada because they're so hard to get.
I've never even tried to get them. There's been
Yeah.
like you know the
can't.
poster for Rogue One,
Right.
where it's you see Scarif when you got the helmet in the water.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
one
yeah.
too where I was like, oh, frick, I
Oh,
should get one. I
yeah.
should get one of those helmets and make my own. And then all of a sudden it was like you said,
Yeah.
I stopped looking.
Those helmets. Sorry, you know what they actually are? It's an M1 helmet from World War II that you can get. You can get replicas of them, like the Chinese knockoffs, and they're
Right.
modified. Right. So
Okay.
they look like Vietnam era because of the cloth over it and then the banding around it and stuff. But I think they actually are based on an M1 helmet.
All right. If you're tuning in now, there's 46 minutes left, according to my
Well, plus
Disney
10 minutes
Plus
of
stream.
10 minutes of credits.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Trevor? Yeah, there's a whole subreddit of like Star Wars props, and they identify what each prop is made of, like everyday life stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool. There's a guy on Instagram who finds like the Andor props too, like the knife set, the cutlery set, and he posts the Amazon links.
This is a subway station.
Yeah.
In the UK.
There's
like
one of those bastards.
King's Landing or something like that.
That's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
You're...
Yeah. King's Crossing?
I think it was the Red Keep.
Yeah. I think that's over at Castle Black.
No.
That's too woke.
Come on. It was called Winterfell.
Oh, okay.
Friggin' savages.
Well, I don't see a wall, so clearly I'm wrong.
Connery Wharf.
That's it. Canary Wharf?
Is it?
I think it's Canary.
Sean Connery.
That's an
Wharf.
A. Sorry, I couldn't.
Cannery.
My glasses.
Ooh, see
Sean
these slap
Connery.
charges? So those are the ones that Clea uses.
Yeah, slap charges.
So I love that sort of little continuity. Oh, my neck. It actually looks like one of those camera mounts, phone mounts they have in cars now with the suction cups. You have to twist it.
Hey, were stormtroopers called a garrison before the 501st?
I don't know.
No.
In anything? Is that something that they pulled from the 501st and made it canon? Deploy the garrison.
No, I think that's a general term for like a group of
military
soldiers in a.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Like, see this part here when they're all fanning out. It seems like way more guys
Make
than were actually shown.
100. That's why.
Yeah, dude.
God, so woke.
I love that outfit for Jin, man. That hot toy. Do you have that, Paul?
No. That was released before I started collecting hot toys.
Mm.
And it's out of print, so super hard to get. I mean, not super expensive. How's that?
You can get it.
I should
But
always have that Hot
Google.
Toys catalog nearby.
I have it. It's right here.
How many gins did they make?
Just two.
Just two.
Just the two, hey?
Yeah. The one in her
Ooh.
Jedi outfit, and then this one. See, it's right here. I got it. Boom, light it up.
I think Hot Toys should release that catalog every year
Yeah.
With updates?
with updates.
I love this.
And just keep making it bigger till there's like
Are
a
we
phone book.
blind? Deploy the garrison.
So good. See, look how cool that base looks, like with the train and the monorail and all that.
Monorail.
Monorail.
I love
What's up, Brent W? Back when this came out, I had a friend who was a project manager at work, and I wrote a whole paragraph in tribute to her troubles about how Krennic is just a poor project manager. I love those orange crates too, the weapons crates.
Yeah.
Scare troopers.
This part is very much like Saving Private Ryan. The doors open as they come out, they get cut down.
And they're on beachfront.
Yeah. The
And
shore
other-
trooper design is pretty on point too. I'd like
The colors too, the khaki.
just love it.
Every
It's,
establishing shot of the Death Star in this movie is amazing.
Yeah. I really wish they hadn't used CGI for Tarkin.
Yeah.
The
Just
guy,
in a
if you look at the
recast?
behind the scenes for it, that they based that they had standing in actually looked pretty close. And
Yeah.
it would have been just like, we get it. He's dead.
And he did the voice for it too.
Yeah. So like just use him. Same with Mon Mothma, right? They recast and we still bought it. It's a different actor.
Yep.
In it.
Bail
So I
Organa,
wish
same
they'd-
thing.
Yeah. I wish they'd been able
I
to do
think they're
that.
starting to realize that, you know, fans are willing to look past the recast now.
Well, even with Lando.
Right,
That was
Danny
to me
Glover?
that one. Yeah, Don Glover. I thought he was an
All right.
amazing. I would watch a whole movie trilogy of.
There's supposed to be a
Donald
series
Glover's
for
Lando.
him,
Yeah.
right? For Lando or an animation? I forget what
It's
it is.
in
No, he was
limbo.
doing a Deadpool animation.
Yeah, totally in limbo. I love these blue squadron
Yeah.
uniforms, but they're so expensive. Like $1,000.
You need it.
Nah, I'm good with my orange.
I was thinking about getting a blue one.
I'm a
Yeah,
pilot.
I'm a pilot.
These ones have like a satiny finish on
Yeah.
their
So-
orange.
Season 1 of Mandalorian, when all the 3 directors show up, that's what they're wearing this style
Okay.
of
Okay,
because all the stuff was repurposed from Rogue One, right?
Ah,
right. Makes sense.
Yeah. Season 2, Shauna switched it back over to the original trilogy materials for the jumpsuits and stuff.
Interesting.
I love that they have rocket launchers.
I love this part. Running interference.
Yeah.
Like the urgency in his voice too.
He does that really well. The actor.
Yeah. Yep.
And
He's
that heightened sense of
that heightened sense, and he's so articulate, like
yes.
just trying to like get the message out, but you can see he's sweating behind his eyes. Like, it's so. I love this too. Anytime
Yeah.
K2, like, anytime droids just start sticking things in the wall,
Okay, relax.
it's so good.
I know where this is going.
K2S blow. Here we
Yeah,
go. This bit. Oh,
this. So good.
run.
No,
What?
no.
Run. Oh shit.
Zach.
Run.
Carabas.
Carabas.
No.
Yeah. But that's a cool alien.
Boom. Yeah, it is a great design. Ooh. Taking out like a bunch of Ewoks.
Yeah.
And this bit I fucking love. When the rebel fleet pops out of hyperspace, the music, Admiral Raddus announcing the presence, right? All the squad, and then this bit here where they loop in the old footage of Gold Leader and Red Leader.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh
god,
yeah.
I'm dying.
Cleaned up a little.
This is great. Those are rebel ships. What do we do? Get the Admiral immediately.
And there's Niagara Falls that they used
There's
on location. That's from the Hilton, Niagara.
RMD, do it. If you don't have the Hot Toys K2, if you don't have it, it's a great figure. It's die cast. It's beautiful. I pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I want to get a
And I have
Cassian
two.
too.
Here we go. Blue Squadron. Now, I would have closed my the S foils
Oh.
because you go faster.
I was like, I would have
Close
closed
the
my
S-foils.
eyes and hoped for the best.
Just go. Then you beat this dude. Pull up. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna make it. No. And bouncy.
Two of them.
Yeah. So that's like half the squadron didn't make it in. Well, only 2 died. 3 are there. So that's like, yeah. At least 5 didn't make it in. I love how we're just fixated.
I know. Well, it's such a
Well,
good
just like-
movie. It's such a good movie.
Complete silence.
Who, me?
as we-
Yeah,
Sorry.
but all of us, we're all
All
just
of us.
like, bleh.
Dude, I mean, we just spent how many weeks watching Cassian go through all this stuff, and then now we're in
Yeah.
at the pretty much at the finish line of his end.
Right. It's not the journey; it's the friends we make along the way, or enemies, or whoever. Man, they are so cool.
What are those batons? They're batons, right?
Yeah,
They're
they're
the sticks
for
that
landing.
they use to the lighting ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
like on the.
Like
Yeah.
on the tarmac.
Yeah, that's literally all they are.
Why do they look cooler than they need to be?
Because it's Star Wars.
Yeah, it's the Empire. They make stuff look so cool.
Wow.
Oof. Ouch. Run away, run away.
I mean, which
Right
way do you
behind the sand
go?
berm. We'll be safe here. It's a pile of sand.
like? Do you just run sideways instead of away?
You kind of have
Is-
to.
Right? God, I love
you go.
cockpit shots of the ATs,
Mm.
the walkers. Man,
And this bit.
Ooh.
biff.
It's like, oh, you're gonna pay for this.
Yeah, Brick. I like when Bodhi was throwing them off too. That was
This
awesome.
bit right
Yeah.
here. I love this. The look on Merrick's face, pure joy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another U-wing.
Yeah, because they drop
Reinforcements.
more. Yeah, the reinforcements.
That's a
I
rebel
hear
one.
them.
That's the rebel one.
That's
Daniel.
it. You're right. And it's blue.
It's blue.
Oh man.
Look at
I
that
love this.
delegation.
He's explaining it to them. He's just so intense. Go.
RMD's using sideshow points. There you go.
Nice.
Go for it.
I missed when they gave out free sideshow points.
Man, that's
You
what I
won't
want
regret
for a
it,
Disney
RMD.
ride.
Oh, this is great. This is a great perspective shot too. I love this.
Video
The-
game. Oh man, look how close we
Woo!
are.
Yeah, good zoom in.
One of them
Man.
eats it. I like how they show them, like, you know, half of the wing gets blown off and then they go, instead of just like a big sort of explosion
Yeah.
where they just disintegrate. Like, I like seeing that the damage and like the craft
they lose
breaking
control.
apart. Like this part too, right? Like just the
Shooting
leg
the kneecaps?
shattering. Yeah. And it breaking
Buckling.
in half like that. Like, I love that. And everyone, this is such a great shot.
Rebel U-wing.
In formation with blue. It's blue. Asterix. Not
So
Cassian
many
ship.
files. It's like this is what I imagine the Disney Vault looks like. Anyone have a timestamp or time remaining from Win or Lose?
33. I have 33.28 remaining in Disney Plus.
Desertle.
Cassian just
Daniel.
got on the handles.
Nice.
K2 just closed the vault doors. Stormtroopers like, wait, the rebels, they went over there. Okay, what's going on up there? It's like, you're blowing my covers. What's going on, Cassian, you dumbass? We're in the middle of a fucking Imperial base. Why do you think I closed the door?
It's like R2, turn off the elevator in
In
this level.
Revenge of the Sith.
R2,
Right?
and he's like sneaking away.
Ooh, there goes the shield generator. I love that. So this plays beautifully because that's the ship when they say hit that hole in the when they disable it later on, because that shield generator goes down.
Mm.
And so there's a gap in the shields that they exploit later on. Oh, and here come the
Look at
ties.
that. You get to see the Y-Wings
Ooh.
dropping bombs too.
Yeah.
God, look at that. It's just like a beehive. You
Yep.
just not like you just
Yeah, you just
hit a
kicked the
wasp
hive.
nest.
Jeez.
Yeah. I
I
want
like
to
Melshi's hat.
hit nice. I
And
want
then he
to
takes it off.
I want someone to make a replica. I want Disney to make a replica of a calamari ship so you can go in the cockpit and look down at
Oh
the
yeah,
battle
yeah, yeah.
happening below you.
There's the U-wing,
The Rebel one, though. That's not
Yes.
Cassian's ship.
and it's blue. See, for Jeddah.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm not going. I'm not going. Pushes him out.
Yeah. For the Shire.
Oh, bye, Red 5.
That was Carson Teva's son. Yeah.
These are all
Here, Luke, take
Easter
this helmet. Nice.
Who's the actor for Antok? Do we
I'm gonna
know?
look it up. I can't remember his name.
Pax Aurora.
See, I feel like a lot of that is Easter eggs as
Oh,
well,
they're-
isn't it?
Total Easter egg.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
of them. Dark Sabers mentioned.
Dark Saber, yep.
Black Saber.
Black Saber.
War Mantle. Cluster Prison.
Ben Daniels is the name of General Maris, the
Okay.
actor.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know, man. He's taken a lot of shots. But you're right. The other one just took what? One shot to the neck?
One.
To the head?
yeah, the one that the
Not
Jin
even.
took
It's
out.
like the chest.
Yeah, it was a body area.
Oh.
There's a claw machine my wife would crush in this retrieving Imperial
Yeah.
files.
Yeah.
You want files?
Cassian, I missed. I'm out of coins.
Climb.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is like monkey bars.
We felt for the droid in the span of the one movie.
Yeah.
That's how
Well,
cool he
he's-
was.
He was super cool.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was so exciting when he woke up on Yavin and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry if I offended you, but
Pointing a
can you
blaster.
stop pointing that thing?" Yeah.
Get that beach under control.
Did they make him too? Did they make this whole crew in Hot Toys?
No,
I feel
Bodhi.
no, not Bodhi.
yeah,
The only ones that they had were Jin Urso, Chirrut Imwe,
Yep.
K2SO, Director Krennic, and now
Short trooper.
Galen Urso. And yeah, Death Troopers, Shore Troopers, the Tank
But-
Commander. But like in terms of
Troopers
base
are
characters,
easy to go.
Yeah.
base characters only Jin, Chirrut, Director Krennic.
See,
and
that's how
then-
disrespected, underappreciated Andor was in this. He didn't get a hot toy.
Well, he does now.
Yeah, now he does.
He's getting one. So
If they do Rogue One with his blue jacket and fur collar, that'd be a good one.
Glad I didn't buy his X-wing.
Yeah.
oof. It's only one engine.
Oh,
Why are you going down? You got 4. Woke.
Space Monkey's awesome too.
Because it was a woman pilot.
Oh my
See,
god.
That's what they
See
were
how
saying
stupid
about.
that sounds?
Yeah, do you remember
That's
they were
what I
saying
mean.
back in January when all those like
So-
planes crashing and like there's a
Yeah.
woman in the control tower. That's why it's like it was because
Oh
of
my God.
DEI.
So stupid.
Yeah, that U-wing went down because of DEI apparently.
Hey, DEI got these Death Star plans.
Oh, Melshi.
Melshi.
That's a great name too.
It
Melshi.
is. It's too bad. I don't know if they could, like, because you know how Hasbro does the troop builders.
Yeah.
Some rebel ground soldiers, and just make some
Yeah.
of these characters from Rogue One would be really,
Well, they have
really cool.
the Hoth ones, right? The Hoth troopers.
Yes. Well, they got
Which
a
is
few
great.
Imperial, or not Imperial. They got a few rebel ones.
Yeah, they have the Rebel Fleet troopers like on the Tantive 4,
Yep.
which are great. But yeah, it would be great to get these guys,
Yeah.
the Rogue One assault troops.
Yeah, yeah. All the different factions.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
going.
Endor
Hell yeah.
troopers would be good too.
How good
'Cause-
was the sorry, go ahead.
No, they got the Death Troopers. They got Stormtrooper packs,
Yeah,
the pilot packs, the officers,
officer pack.
which is
The
great.
officers. Yep.
The
Thanks to Andor, I hate officers now. I hate them so much.
how cool was the Gorman language, right?
Yeah.
Remember we were watching, we're like, it definitely sounds French.
And it's made
And
up.
it's and it was meant to.
Yeah, they
Which
made
I
a
thought
whole
was
new
cool.
language using those French speaking actors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
And in fact, they got really good at it, and they actually started using kind of like an Esperanto type version, so they knew they could understand Gorman, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
Bye-bye,
Crazy the
Kashmir.
lengths that these shows go to create languages.
Yeah,
Dothraki.
Klingon.
Klingon's another one. Yep. And Elvin, right? From
Yes.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. It's another one.
It was funny to see a French Canadian reactor be mildly confused for a minute by the language.
I mean, that sounds like me, but that's not me. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not. I'm doing this.
All right, hold it down. I'll be right back.
All right, he's gone.
It's a long movie.
What is this one? 2.5?
I think so.
Right? There's. Oh, this is sweet. Like all these guys went out fucking swinging, man.
Yeah. They like, you want to die well, and they all kind of nothing felt cheap.
Nothing felt cheap, and everything mattered.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing with Andor as well. Is like everything. Like I know we always say, there's like that. Every episode has a sense of urgency, but everything matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I was really mad when they killed Brasso the way they killed him. Off screen, running
Oh.
type thing.
Yeah.
That really bugged me. Here it is. There's the opening that they exploited. Bye-bye, Star Destroyer. And there's the busted, the blown up shield generator.
Yeah. That's it.
See, I love it. It all fits. It all makes sense.
Yeah. I love it. Happens in Star Trek as well. But I love it when big ships start getting like beaten up and you just see sparks coming out of the controls.
Mhm.
And I love that. It just, I don't know. There's something about, I don't know. Just visually, it just looks cool.
Yeah.
things are breaking. This isn't good. The ship is sinking.
Right. I love it. You can see the Star Destroyer already starting to drift.
Yeah. Call it the Hammerhead.
And his job is done. And it's like, no. And now you're done. It's
Yeah.
close enough. He could have grabbed it and tried to throw it.
I know.
This is boss. He's like, okay. Screw you guys. I'm taking as many of you with me as I can.
I love the sound of his blaster.
Yep. I just like how it looks too. That big chain hanging off of it.
Yeah.
The vacuum on the back.
It's interesting. He's got to keep cocking it at this
Yeah.
point
Yep.
because almost all the energy's been depleted. So he's got to. He takes out the entire
No.
squad of death troopers single-handedly. I mean, he dies, but
But he
this
does
is
it.
great. Very poetic. And the insane escape route. Why is
God,
it keep like
Yeah,
I
why
would-
does it do that?
I would lose a limb, if not my whole bottom half.
must be jammed, like or something because of damage, so it's just popping open and closed?
God, I'd be too much of a wuss to even try.
Well, it's like that scene in Galaxy Quest with Sigourney Weaver when they have to escape. Like, what is this? This makes no sense. Oh, do you remember this episode? It's like, it's bullshit. That was badly written. I love this.
This is awesome.
I love how the remaining X-Wings are still in the fight. Like, they're still causing havoc.
Yeah, these
Right?
TIE fighters are like, God, there's
They're outnumbered and they're getting shot down one by one, but they're still out there causing, like, just running amok.
just making a mess of things.
Because of course you have to reset the antenna. And of course it's way over there. Who
All the way at the
designs this
very
shit?
end.
Dude, Imperials, man, they
That's-
At least they put railings.
I was just gonna say that. At least there are railings.
yeah, you can already hear if like this is why Carson Teva doesn't do this is on this mission. He'd be like, nothing can be easy.
Why is it so far away? Like there's an instrument panel right at the base, right there.
So
Just-
that they can look at the dish moving. It looks cool.
Oh my god. This is great. Oh, and when it hits, I love this. The impact.
Yep. And it just scrapes everything off the top.
Ooh.
A
But
tiny
then on
little
the other
cruiser.
ship, how they all get thrown like wah!
Oof.
Ooh.
Crunch.
Yeah, that's it. Little off the top. Yeah, Tony's Johnson's bringing up. I remember the original trailer when a TIE fighter rose up behind
Right.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's I read about that. They said they got rid of it because it felt like it was the same shot. Like this, they had used the same sort of gimmick
right.
before when like the walker was about to get them and then it gets destroyed because that's what happens to the TIE fighter. It hovers
Right.
behind her and it gets blown away. So they're like, we've done that bit, so they changed it.
But it looked cool.
Who are you?
There it is. Don't tell him that.
I know. Why is she saying she's like this is all what all the bad guys do?
Yeah, don't
Dummy.
monologue. Not right now.
Monologuing, yeah.
Don't give it away. Well, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.
Look at this.
He keeps getting shot in the shoulder. The music's so peaceful.
Yeah. Again,
Oh,
props to the VFX team, man. This looks so good.
Yeah.
I love the idea of that planetary shield.
Yeah, just like at Adden,
Just like Spaceballs.
just like Spaceballs.
I love this this sort of that 70s style graphic that they're using. That it's like it's continuing. It's like, oh yeah, and then receiving data.
But I like the retro computer graphics.
Yeah.
That they
Well,
keep
it's
going
great.
with it.
It fits so well still in the aesthetic.
Yep.
You know, it's not like because Star Trek. I mean, if you look at it, the jump between the TV show and the movies, right? Like it's like obviously as they progress, like the next generation tech looks, so futuristic compared to like it's a quantum level jump from the switches and toggles from the original series type thing.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Another great shot.
We're here.
Yeah.
I shall begin opening this.
Oh.
Also, my eye's kind of going wonky, so you guys have to keep an eye on the chat.
Oh, your eye is going wonky?
Yeah, it's super itchy.
Get some eye drops. Get in there. Oh, like just casually taking the elevator back down.
No urgency.
Well, I mean, they're in the elevator. It's the fastest way to get down. You fire when ready. That's so. This is again another poetic death.
Yeah.
These Imperials do not give a shit about their own. There we go.
It's interesting that they shoot so far away from
Instead of
Scarab.
directly below.
Yeah, I mean, like they shoot it, and the blast sort of gets to them, but they have the exact locations of the base,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
Just
yeah.
shoot that. This
Yeah.
is great. I love this shot.
Oh shit.
Boom.
Oh,
Just
there's the man who has no patience for any of this shit.
just getting obliterated. And then, oh look,
There's the sunset.
I love it. They're just ready. They're like, okay, we did our bit.
Is it too late for them to get on a ship and escape?
Well, he can't really move.
Yeah, and there's still like troopers on the ground. And they got to get to a landing pad.
Oh, I'm sure there's some troopers trying to escape.
Yeah.
So cool. Again, just so good.
That shock looks great. That shockwave
Yep.
as it's still spread rippling through the atmosphere. And then here comes the boarding party.
Meow, meow.
Run away, run away. Oh, this is so good.
How great! Do you guys remember watching this scene?
Yeah.
The first time,
Oh yes, because no one knew it was coming.
right?
Yeah. But we all suspected.
No, not once this lit up.
Yeah,
Or there's the breathing. That's right.
yeah. It was the breathing, and then you just kind of like, and you kind of stop breathing for a
Yeah,
moment.
You hold your
'cause-
breath.
So, oh my God. Help us. Fuck.
Like,
Dude, that
And then zoop.
it's the blasters out of
Oh.
the hands. It's just like,
Yeah, it rips them all out.
Yeah. Whoop.
And you, and fuck
You.
you, and fuck you. And you, I'm just going to stab you through the door.
Yeah.
And then the door opens.
Yeah.
Oh. And here's Gareth Edwards launching the ship.
Oh, there's my door.
There's it's too bad that the hallway does not have the launch switch.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
That's a nitpick because I actually think that the hallway is really nice to display. Oh yeah. How do we feel about this? Do you feel this still? Do you ever felt this held up to begin with?
At the time, it was okay.
Yeah, at the time it was okay.
Yeah, it was lovely to see. It's like, oh my god, that's the direct sort of continuation. But even then, it looked.
Yeah,
like, it still kind of looks a bit.
Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, because you're still like, oh,
it's not her, but
Yeah.
the fact that her character is there is amazing.
Yes, agreed.
So when my wife and I first watched this, she's like, "Oh, I wanted them to kiss on the beach, right?" When they were about to get blown up. But now that we know, like, when Bix first leaves Cassian, I ran up because she was already. I was watching in the basement, and my wife was already in the bedroom, and we're like, "Guess what happened? Do you remember when like you wanted them to kiss?" I'm like, "She left him because she didn't want to hold him back from the rebellion." And she has his baby. I'm like, that just makes that moment like if he had done it, it would have been so cheesy, even though like they wrote the story afterwards, right? But it just makes it that much
Right.
better.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I'm glad they didn't go that route with just now knowing what we know.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't end up going that route.
It wouldn't have made sense too, right? There wasn't any like
there was no
anything that
sexual
gave that
tension.
hint. Yeah.
You know, or romantic tension,
And that's fine.
It is
right?
fine.
That's fine. You don't need it. It's like, oh, there's a man and woman. They gotta hook up. They're both the heroes. That's a woke.
That's a
So woke.
That's a woke. That is 100% a woke.
I'm tired of this wokenism.
Yeah.
This thing's weird to build.
All right. Well, that was Rogue One.
And Andor.
We watched it all. We've been streaming for 24 hours.
Do we are we sad? Like, I don't know. How did you guys feel now when the finale week was coming up? Knowing that it was kind of done.
I don't know if I was sad. There's definitely anticipation. And yeah, there's that but I don't know if there was sadness. But I was definitely excited just because the show has just been so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, no, exactly the same. I was really, really looking forward to that finale because I wanted to see them tie it into how they were going to tie it into Rogue One, because we all knew that the end of Andor was supposed to step directly into Rogue One, and it did, which is great. I think the storyline with Luthen and with Clea and the fallout from all that was happening and the infighting for the rebellion and all that stuff was just beautifully chaotic. And as always, the performances were fantastic.
Yeah, there was some powerful stuff in there.
Yeah. So I was very, very happy. I was very pleased and not sad at all that it was done, because you knew it's leading up to this point. So the anticipation of seeing how they do it and then watching the execution, which I thought was flawless, was very, very gratifying. And so now it's like to do the rewatch is going to be a joy.
Yeah, it's the one thing I'm kind of thinking about is like the future of Star Wars a lot since this, because I don't want all my Star Wars to be this mature, I guess. Is that, I don't know if that's the way to put it. Because I do want more Star Wars in this
vein,
in this vibe, in this lane.
Well, I mean,
But I also
Tony
want my
Gilroy was-
skeleton crew, and I want my Mando too.
And you
Right?
can, yeah, and that's fine.
Yes.
There's room for everything. Tony Gilroy, like in a bunch of, what I love is the amount of media that has been launched in parallel to this show. And Tony Gilroy, he's gone on record defending Kathleen Kennedy and saying that
Yes.
she was the one who has been pushing and championing them and
Right.
doing all this stuff. But B, he was saying, and I love his phrase. He says, the pizza that I'm delivering is like, it's like, that's what I'm delivering, is a show that you don't have to love Star Wars to be intrigued about. You don't have to know Star Wars, right?
Right.
The themes, all these different things happen to take place in the Star Wars universe, but you don't, it's a different thing. And that their whole job was to bring in another set of fans to watch this show where you didn't need to be that. And I think they've succeeded. I mean, if you look at all the different topics that they touch on in terms of fascism and how, power can corrupt, and how easy it is to really sort of take advantage of stuff like that. And how, I mean, everybody's saying, oh, they're making fun of the Trump administration. They wrote this shit before
Right.
any of the, he said they were based on all these historical lessons that he has been fascinated about. He wasn't writing specifically about what's going on in the States.
Right.
But it's interesting that a lot of people are like,
That's people projecting.
yeah, it's like, if you're projecting, they wrote this shit, had to write this stuff years before, and it took them years to shoot and edit and put in the special effects for.
Yeah. Same with
So-
X-Men 97 was the same thing, where everyone
Yeah.
was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's so relevant.
Do you
But I was
think they
like-
did this within the last 100 days?
Yeah.
And wrote it and shot it? Come on, people.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Put some time
Yeah, you
on.
can
put a
quantify the
timestamp on
numbers
that.
for people. Yeah, I think it was just perfect. Like the acting, the characters, the backstory, the music, the visuals. It's just been solid. And like
Yeah.
you guys said, if this wasn't Star Wars, these are still incredible stories and themes to tell. It's just, hey, we chose this universe. Like it was this universe that this is being told in.
And it just worked.
Yeah, we're just
And-
using characters and events and from that world. That's it.
Yeah.
And I love
it
it
was.
because
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
no, I mean, he's gone on record saying it's what we've been saying. It's a big universe. You can have shows like Andor. You can have shows like the animated Young Jedi Tales. You can have shows like The Mandalorian, like Skeleton Crew. You can have all these different kinds of shows and have different people like them and enjoy them. It's not just one thing. Star Wars is so much bigger than that now,
Mhm.
right? And if you want more shows like Andor, great, right? That doesn't mean the rest of it's garbage. Like, I
Right.
hate this whole idea of this was
Bingo.
amazing, therefore all this other stuff was shit. It's like, no, how can you? That's such a ridiculous way of looking at things.
And so
It's so
narrow-minded,
woke.
right? Like
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's, you look at that and you kind of go, you can't enjoy anything if it's
Yeah.
if it's that sort of monochromatic, or if that's homogeneous. It's got to be this or it's all garbage. Man, that's so sad.
Go
Yeah,
watch
that is-
the
it's a
OT
bummer.
again.
Yeah.
But no, because the one thing I was thinking about was I love Star Wars politics.
You like the cups and saucers.
I love the cups and saucers, and you're kind of right. I mean, the Senate is a bunch of just cups and saucers, really, that they just all sit in. But I've always loved the Star Wars politics. I know I always got ripped on by a few friends that are always like, "Oh, that's like," I'm like, no, there's potential here, and then we see more of it in Clone Wars, a lot of it in Bad Batch, and I feel like this show really just like they took the potential of the stories you could tell in that Star Wars politics and just like elevated it. And it was just, I don't know, it just made me so happy to kindly, I don't know, I feel seen where it's like, oh, so this is what I keep telling you, like the potential has always been there for a show about Star Wars politics, and just to kind of like see it happen has been quite the ride. Right. And I'm glad they actually didn't show Palpatine or Vader in any of it.
Dude,
Yeah.
they had an opportunity that's like, hey, this is the period where not only are the remaining Jedi in hiding, but there's so few. There's maybe like 3 or 4. We don't need to mention space wizards and lightsabers and it like they I think one person said may the force be with you. I think
Yeah.
that was it. There's no like other
Yeah.
actual force
was
mention
Bail.
or like yeah.
That's just a greeting.
Yeah,
Right.
he brought it over from like cuz he's old school Clone Wars era, right?
Yep.
So
that
yeah,
like
that was the thing. I love that. They seized that opportunity. Like we can tell a different style of story for a different style of show. And I think that gives it that dark, gritty um kind of show in this in Star Wars.
yeah, and I love that there's like that whole political and like the ISB and all these guys that work for the Empire that are scared of Palpatine, but don't realize the power that he actually holds.
They don't realize the
Right.
full power of the dark side.
They don't. Well, they don't even know that he's part of that whole like that old ancient religion.
Yeah, they just
You
think
know?
he looked like a shriveled up
Old
Scroats.
dude.
Well, because he was attacked by a Jedi and deformed, right?
Yeah.
Like that's literally what he says. So
Yeah, that full propaganda machine, and they showed that in Andor too. It was
oh my
great.
god.
That was making me so mad, but like
right.
but in the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because you're like, they're talking about Facebook.
Yeah.
Like,
No, social media.
that's what they're talking about. And it's just like, oh, it's so frustrating because you see it.
Well, even the news reports,
Right.
when they were saying they were calling all these incidents on Gorman, they're saying they're being unreasonable, all these attacks and this and that, blah blah blah.
Yep.
It was quite. I mean,
Or when he
again, it's
accuses
very
his mom
relevant.
about watching too much Imperial news.
Yeah, it's the manipulation of the media. So
Right. It's implied Vel can contact Bix. I'm sure Bix got word afterwards. Yeah. Hey.
yeah,
Cassian saved the day, but he ain't coming back.
he's not coming back.
Anyway, how are things on the farm?
Did we watch the entire credits for Andor episode 12? Did we need to? Was there something hidden?
Yeah. Was there?
I you know how in Disney Plus you can kind of scroll through and it gives you a little preview window? I didn't see anything unless it's in text.
Yeah. Let us know. What did you see? What did you see?
It was kind of overshadowed, but during this happening, Tales of the Underworld was also released too on May 4th.
Yeah,
And
did you
dude,
watch it?
I did.
I
Yeah.
did too.
So did I. I did not.
Binged it last night.
That's also dealing with some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, again, I don't think people, if anyone has not watched it, or if you're just thinking, oh, it's another Star Wars cartoon, this one hits some pretty heavy emotional beats and some pretty heavy topics as well. And it's good. Both stories do. The one for Asajj and the one for
Cad
Bane.
Cad Bane. I was upset they showed Obi-Wan, but he didn't have any lines. He was just there.
Well, I think they were trying to tie that into the book, right?
Yeah. The book and also like the path.
Right.
From the Kenobi series, which is cool. Which is very cool.
Yeah, James Earl Taylor's probably watching it and like, what?
Yeah, his lines he didn't even have lines. They didn't even get cut. They just didn't even call him.
They didn't even call him.
Yeah, I think a rewatch of Rebels after this too is really great because there are specific events in Andor season 2 that coincide with things happening in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, like Mon Mothma.
Yeah, when Mon Mothma, like the Ghost Crew take her to Yavin, right?
Yeah, that's Gold Squadron.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though because it's such a different tone, right? Visually, and just the whole style of the show, obviously from animation, but also like the tone of it, the lightheartedness of it. So, but it's cool. It's cool to see it
though. Yeah, like what she said, it still works, and that just sort of I think further proves that you can have all these different types of shows with different tones and different mediums and whatnot,
meetings
and
and
still have it cohesive. Is it perfect? No, but it still works, right? So
I agree. I
And
agree.
hey, Clone Wars kind of propping up the prequels, and then Rebels filling in this gap. You know,
Yeah.
what's the common factor there?
Dave Filoni,
Dave Filoni.
There it is, the chosen one.
right? Well, he's starting to prop up the stuff between the
Yeah,
original trilogy and the sequels now too, right? So
Yeah,
him and Favreau.
So Ahsoka season 2, that's the next thing, right?
They're shooting right now in London.
But there's no other shows.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean,
Right?
they're finishing off. They finished shooting the Mandalorian movie, Mando and
Right.
Grogu, right? So they're working on VFX for
But that
that
doesn't
and
come out until
editing.
2027, right?
2026.
Oh, it's next. See, it's insane to me that we're almost halfway through this year.
yeah.
Right.
Do you think going forward, because so many shows are like wrapping up now, do you think there's going to slow down on, I don't know, Disney Plus shows and go back towards more movies? Well, wait, there's what was announced again? The Ryan Gosling movie.
Yeah.
Was it a mall animation?
There's a mall animated series. So there's more coming, but I'm just saying I think there's nothing now until Ahsoka season 2 on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Ahsoka season 2.
All right. Well, let us know in the chat if you're still watching.
Yeah.
What did you think of this style of stream? I know I don't know if people, was there anyone who just watched all of this without actually watching along the movie in the background and just was here for us rambling, which you know, I think some parts we were making sense, but if you were just reacting to the movie, I don't know if that was weird, but let us know what you think of this style of stream. This is our first time doing it like this, so I think I mean, we had fun, right? We rewatched the movie, got to connect it to the show and hang out with everyone. I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Yep, I did too. That was fun. We could do this with more Star Wars movies.
That would be great.
Right?
Sweet.
See, D Sertle, he was painting. We were his background noise. Was he painting miniatures? I'm going to assume miniatures when he says painting.
No, he's painting his toenails.
Oh, no.
Takes him a while.
Well, yeah. D Sertle, that's Spanish for foot guy.
He was painting nudes.
Yeah, on his toenails,
Honestly.
which is why it takes so long.
That's awesome. I was chatting no movie on. Oh, we have one.
Oh,
Appreciate that, Stanley. I don't believe any Star Wars movie will be made until I hear they've wrapped and Tony Gilroy is doing rewrites. Oh, Jabalong in Toy City. Yes, I was listening to you guys. Didn't realize for a while that you were watching. I thought maybe you hadn't started yet. Oh no. Okay, so we need like an on-screen
that's great,
timer,
actually.
right?
Yeah, we should figure that out
Without being flagged. I was opening Topps Star Wars cards from Celebration. Oh,
Nice.
Did you buy that set from the Top store?
I was tempted to get into cards, and I was like, if I get into cards, that's nope, can't do it.
I know. I've been in and out. I was multitasking for the first half of the live stream. It worked for me because I've watched before. Otherwise, it would be awkward.
Yeah.
For a while, I kept wondering why Paul wasn't looking at the camera. He's camera shy, actually.
Yeah.
No, I tried to get it on my my computer screens, and for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe because we were running StreamYard on it, I could get the audio but no visuals. So I had to turn it on the TV, but I had to keep the TV off screen for copyright reasons. So
wild.
All
Well,
right, so
if you're watching and you've gotten this far, and if you're watching on the replay and have gotten this far, if there's any movies you'd like to do watch-alongs to, or TV shows or episodes or whatever, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just a suggestion that like if you buy 2 you can complete the hallway. It's actually designed that way so that if you buy the second wall, it actually keys in here at the bottom of the floor. So it's not just like you buy another one, you just hold it here and it makes a hallway.
Right.
It actually you know, with the base here, the curved part measures up the same way.
Okay.
There's a little slidey switch for the door
which is great.
on both sides. Open the door. Oh, they're not clear doors though.
I wish
With the
the
window.
the Navarro bar, had sliding doors like that because they
And
have
not
like
a
those
cardboard wall.
cardboard ones.
Right.
You
Well,
gotta
you
cups,
have to
though.
remember though too, Kev. This is the Tantive 4 hallway, and Vader wasn't in there slashing the dudes.
Oh,
They
he
were
was
like
in...
he was on Admiral Radiss's ship, doing all the damage,
Okay.
right? And then they ran to the Tantive 4, and so they were closing the door as he says launch. So there is that.
so
True.
it's like-
That's a great actually. You are
That's
correct.
like
That was a useful actually.
But,
Might even be like
you there, Kev.
might even be like one of those hallways that connect the two ships.
I
some
don't like
sort
the
of tunnel.
wokenism that I'm experiencing right now from you.
Awesome. All right. Well, that was there's no clean segue out of that. But hey, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to rewatch it. This was truly a I don't know, a really cool moment for a Star Wars fan, like watching Andor
Yep.
the last month. It's been
Mhm.
it's been something else. And also to get 3 episodes a week. You know,
Oh.
sometimes you watch one a week and you're like, man, I wish they would do more. And then when they drop more, they're like, man, that's too much. I can't watch it all in one night. So, you know, that goes to show you can't please everybody or anybody. You just got to
but it
make
was
a
like
decision
getting
and
it was
live
like
with
getting
it.
a movie a week.
Yes. Exactly.
That's what it felt
I loved
like.
it.
Like I would
I
have watched
loved
the
it.
last 3 episodes in the theater. If again, I know I say that about Mando and Skeleton Crew and all that stuff, but I would watch some of these episodes in the theater, and I would happily pay for it and buy $40 popcorn.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Please make sure to subscribe, please, to the DL44 network. A lot of you have done so already tonight. If you're watching over from my channel, go check it out over there on DL44. And Dole, what do we have coming up on DL44? You said something was coming from Steve 3.
Yes, Steve 3. He's going to be
Need it.
doing his first episode of Yes, You Need It. His Micro Galaxy Squadron unboxing. And I'm excited to see it. Hopefully he doesn't get cold feet and not do it, because now I put it out there, he has to do it.
Oh, why'd you do that to me?
There's a joke about
I-
cold feet and wrong shoes. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's okay. Keep
Oh my god.
Next week, Trevor and I are also going to do our first episode of Unknown Regions, where we talk
Very
about
nice.
planets and stuff. So we're going to do that.
Star
too
Wars
next week.
planets.
Nice.
Star Wars planets. We're just going to talk about those and the weird stuff from the EU and all that kind of stuff.
You got to do the cutlery and the bowls and the porcelain from Star Wars Universe.
Should I buy them?
Call it Dole's Diner.
Yeah.
We'll do it just like Dex's Diner.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll
Something
expense
like
it.
Cups
So-
of Star Wars.
the cups of Star Wars with Ryan Dole. You know, that's on brand.
Yeah.
That is on brand.
2 cups, 1 Dole. That's what I'll call it.
Oh, jeez. Paul, thank you for. I'm glad that you were able to join us on a high note,
Yeah.
and let's hope it carries forward. But Dole, Paul, this was a lot of fun, and of course, everyone in the chat. Are you streaming
Yeah. Thank you.
Sunday, Paul?
Yeah.
Anything to plug?
Yeah, I might. It's again because Miles has started playing baseball. It's been a lot harder to do it because the games are in the afternoon. He plays 2 games per day, so doubleheader Saturday, doubleheader Sunday. We get home, so my prep time is very, very small. I'm hoping to. So if you are, if I do, and I'll make a decision very soon. My channel is Bitter Asian Dude Inc. I open a bunch of geeky collectibles, do a half-ass review, and we chat and we drink. There's a drinking game. Usually Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, it's Fun Boxing Sundays where we have lots and lots of fun. And I have a stack of hot toys and other things from Celebration and also from pre-orders that have come my way. And so yeah, we generally open up a nice looking hot toy and to have some fun. So join us.
Nice.
Sweet. Dole, what about you, my friend?
Well, Tuesday nights, Toy Anxiety on the Toy Anxiety channel. Wednesday nights, Gotham City Tonight over on Gotham City Tonight. And then here on DL44. So don't I think if you're going to hit your notification bell on anything, hit it for DL44 because we don't have a tight schedule. We just decide we're going to start streaming. So if you don't want to miss any of our episodes, that's the best way to not miss one. It's by hitting that notification bell and subscribing. And thank you for everyone who did tonight.
I want to tell you right now, we hit 100 subs tonight.
Huzzah.
Nice.
Hooray.
Nice. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Hold on. You ready?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Nice.
It's Jack Black.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, thank you so much for watching. You can follow, subscribe to Touring Around if you haven't already. There's a new video out coming out tomorrow, and we go live every Thursday for unboxing Thursdays and whatever random stuff that comes up. But this was a lot of fun, everyone. And the important part, let's keep building up DL44 Network, and I'm going to go rest my eyes. That's why you're looking at Jack Black. Thank you so much for watching. Dole, you want to build it? Give us a good sign off, or is it just a hard out?
May the force be with you, and hard out.
That's so woke.
Well, Paul's co-pilot is a Wookiee.
Oh my
like
god, no,
that.
don't ruin Wookiees.
I also like Brent W's Wokepedia because that's what you're that's what you're the president of, the Wokepedia.
It's true. It's true. That's me.
All right,
Thanks
everyone,
for
have a
watching,
good night.
everyone.
Cool.
Bye.
Thanks,
I'm gonna
everyone.
wave here.
I'm big.
Embiggened.